All right. That's good. And we want to change this to... I'm going to guess that. God, it is hot. How we doing, folks? Byron, Bullets, Brandon. I did set the stream to public, didn't I? I did, yeah. Good. All right. So we are doing okay. That's what we like to see. Oh, I forgot to share the screen. Yeah, that's the one. All right. Now we're good. Just Luna being really difficult as of late. She broke her first harness, and we bought a second one. Seems she doesn't like that one either. She just, no matter how tight we make it, she keeps wriggling out of it. No, she's just been really awkward at the moment. But every time I look at her in a stern way, she just goes really quiet. And then she starts again. She's like a little child. I mean, technically she is, but, you know. But how are we doing? I think the music might be a bit loud because it's loud for me. How's the music for you? Is the music good? How's it going, Ghosty? So they say. If we look at this bit of news, Pragmata running perfectly on the Xbox ROG Ally X. Look at that sweet, sweet game running in full flow motion. Man, the path tracing running through this device is just surreal. But how have we been doing? It is a glorious Thursday. And the news just doesn't stop coming, apparently, with Xbox. So, Microsoft Gaming is no more. The entire gaming division apparently has been renamed to just Xbox. They've done away with a branding they've had since 1982. That's crazy. 1982. Microsoft Game Studios was there when Flight Simulator 1.0 was launched. That is the earliest branding from Microsoft, whether it's Game Studios or gaming or whatever you want to call it. That kind of labeling system first was introduced in 1982, the year I was born. And if this is true, it is no more. Do you remember how all the ponies were saying, it's Microsoft Gaming now. Xbox Game Studios is long gone. It's not going to be here. I wonder what they're going to say now. Hey, Robbie. Hey, Stevo. How's it going, Esteban? Robbie, I am good. I am good. But Yeah. Nord, did you leave her outside in the garden? Why'd you close the door? Let me go open the door. She's barking outside. One sec, chat. Lulu! Alright, there you go. Door one closed now. It's okay. It's okay. Speedy Gonzalez. Okay, Lulu is saved and she's back in. I don't think games when I hear Microsoft. Nah, no one does. But that doesn't change the fact that they've existed for the longest time. Yeah, DCG is going to say everything, right? But this just shows that they haven't given up on Xbox. In fact, they're doubling down now. Of course, the keen-eyed out there will say, well, these are quick wins so far. The major decisions are still to come. Well, Xbox has a new logo. Has anyone seen it? So apparently that is the new logo. And if we splash it up, it's kind of like a mix between the OG X that they had and like the 360 circle that they had that I'm seeing. I don't know, anyone else seeing that kind of vibe? Yes, it's exactly like. What do you mean it's exactly like PSN? What do you mean? What's exactly like PSN? Hey, Power Boss, how's it going? Hey, Power, I guess I wasn't blocked on X, so I must have said something right. You was not happy the other day. You missed Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resync Worldwide Reveal? Yeah, I'm going to be checking it out later in a bit, as well as the Xbox ID. I decided to just wait until the stream normal time and then do it then. It's like the flat Nexus, but made of glass, like the Windows logo from a while ago. I can see that, but it kind of does. That X does remind me of the OG X. Because I'd said to everyone I was deciding whether I was gonna stream earlier or not, Rabbi from last stream, and most people that were in the chat wanted me to do it later on at my normal time. So I haven't seen it yet, so I'm gonna check it out when in a bit. We are witnessing what will become known as the House of Asher. I mean, like I said, I still think there is one topic that she hasn't touched yet, and that's the key one. Please do let me know if the background music is too loud. It is at like 10%, but I can reduce it if it's overpowering. Or if you guys don't like it at all, the background music, I can change that as well. Wait a minute, something is completely wrong here. What the hell has gone on? Alright, we're gonna have to fix this in real time. What on earth? Man, every update for OBS breaks OBS. Alright, there we go. Pro streamer, done it in real time, no distractions. Man, that is literally the dream. There we go. Perfect. Only pros have it this well organized. You saw it here first. Hey, user for games. We don't always see eye to eye, but I mod for Alex too, but that same logic. You don't see me threatening to block him either. Hey, look. You were saying anyone that makes excuses with PSN is getting blocked. I'll just go by what you're saying. Is it true Xbox is going back to exclusives? We don't know, gaming. I personally don't think so. That's my opinion. I don't think I think what she's doing right now is quick wins of what people want. There's a list of stuff that she's gone in. She's saying, right, what do people want? And she's kind of divided them into quick wins, up for discussion, long-term goals. And so right now she's just checking off the quick wins, which will get her a lot of, street cred. The ones that need discussion are stuff like exclusivity and stuff, which I believe are in discussion, but probably not going to happen. And long-term goals is where Xbox goes in the future of Game Pass, and stuff like that. Xbox going back to exclusive hits. Mate, just yesterday you was all for exclusives. I can't keep up with this guy. You sent me something on Discord. Discord! Oh, Kanata. So they've released We Are Xbox Wire. Let's have a look and see what that is in a sec. No thanks, I've already got Edge. But yeah, I'm liking the new logo, but apparently we have a new thing. We Are Xbox. This is a message that was just sent to Team Xbox employees globally. Man, that place, Xbox, has probably the leakiest leaks I've ever seen. Nothing stays secure in that building. For a company that prides itself on data security, they probably have the worst data security that money can buy. There is more leaks at Microsoft than a rundown building's tap. Seriously. They might as well just publish this to just the World Wide Web and just tell people to go and read it there. If this information just was sent to the employees and it's going out that quick, just don't even send it to employees anymore. Just send it straight to the public. It's going crazy. This is stupid, man. Yeah, Killing's on Game Pass. It's just been released. Dear team, Xbox has always been different. We started with a simple idea. Games should bring people together through shared experiences. No, it was you wanted to take over the living room. That's how it started. Bill Gates wanted the living room to belong to Microsoft because Sony were taking it over. That led to the first Xbox in 2001. No, it was what I said, not what you said. Xbox Live in 2002, and new ways to connect, from friends list and achievements to parties and play across devices. Today, Xbox reaches over 500 million players around the world, with some of the most important franchises in entertainment. From the beginning, Xbox was built by people willing to try things that others wouldn't. We placed a consumer bet inside an enterprise company because we believed gaming would define the living room and we were at risk of missing it. Well, you wanted it. The spirit has carried us through the last 25 years. I mean, you've kind of stumbled along the way, but let's not talk about that right now. And it is required to carry us forward. We have work to do, yes. Players are frustrated, biggest understatement of the millennia. New feature drops on console have been less frequent. Actually, they've been literally non existent. Like, features coming off have been frequent, but new features coming into the console have been non existent for at least 3 years, if not more. Our presence on PC isn't strong enough. I mean, you've literally focused on nothing but PC. PC has been your new love child. Pricing is getting harder for people to keep up with. Well, yeah, you literally outpriced yourself until Sony decided to kick themselves up the arse. And core experiences like search, discovery, social, personalization feel too fragmented. Developers and publishers are asking for more, too. Better tools, better insights, and a platform that helps them grow faster. What you're saying is a unified system. Actually, let me just mute this for a second. These changes are happening as the industry reshapes around us. Console remains large and stable. Windows now represents more players and more hours and is increasingly where competition is most intense. Players have access to more games than ever. Even at the cost and time to build blockbuster titles continues to rise, putting pressure on what gets made and how risk is taken. Some of the biggest recent hits are coming from small teams or even single creators and places like Roblox. Can we stop focusing on Roblox? Like, for sake, stop focusing on Roblox. They've got their own problems. Do you want to be a pedo-filled company as well? Producing experiences that rival major franchises in scale. More players are also choosing subscriptions and services as their primary way to play. Well, that's true. With expectations set around instant access, ongoing value, and libraries that evolve continuously. The industry is becoming global and competitive. More than half of the market's revenue, players, and growth are happening outside of our core markets. Well, yeah, because you don't care about China, you don't care about Japan, you don't care about Korea, and these are booming right now. These industries and these studio developers, they're growing massively. They've got exponential growth. Mobile is stagnated. We can all see that as it's become saturated. But these three territories, especially China and Korea, they've exploded. And where is Xbox to take, advantage of that? But the rest of the world is just not a large marketplace. Developers are increasingly competing with the most established Western studios, combining scale, speed, and a willingness to reinvent genres many once considered mature. The model that got us here won't be the one that takes us forward. So, what does that mean? That's actually an interesting statement, right? Roblox just launched on PS5. Nah, I don't think it's too late. I disagree with that entirely. Killing is obviously multiplayer only. What did you think it was? No, I don't agree it's too late at all. I mean, they still can cancel Fable. They can still cancel Halo Campaign Evolved. They can. I mean, Gears E Day hasn't even been decided on where that's going yet. So, Forza Horizon 6 was having a later launch on PlayStation. That can still get called back. I mean, don't forget, right? Returnal has a Xbox build, and apparently it was quite far in development before Sony pulled the plug. So just like they pulled the plug, Microsoft can do exactly the same thing. So yeah, I pronounced the word kill and then the N afterward. I know it sounds like killing, but I'm not saying killing. I'm saying kiln. But either way, you already knew it was multiplayer only. That was already established when the trailers came out. I guess you must have forgot with all that drinking. I don't think it's going to happen, pal. Uh, nah, I don't think there's any. There's a contracts in place. Microsoft isn't giving them contracts. These things can get cancelled at any time. If there was contracts in place, I think people would have known about it. There's nothing inside Microsoft that can stay secure. Nothing. Nothing. I'm pretty sure if you look outside there somewhere, they've even linked Satya's bank account details. You just need to look hard enough to find it. Nothing stays hidden in Microsoft. The model that got us here won't be the one that takes us forward. And I'm guessing the model that they're talking about is exclusives, and well, exclusives hasn't really got them there because they stopped doing exclusives like 2, 3 years ago. About 2 years ago, give or take. So, I'm not even sure what their model is right now. Xbox will be where the world plays. And there you have it. What does Xbox become in the next era? Okay, so here we have her expressing what it becomes. Xbox will be where the world plays and creates. We build a global platform that connects players and creators everywhere. Console is at the foundation, delivering a premium experience, and cloud brings that experience to any device. You can play where you want, and your games progress, friends, and identity stay with you across console, PC, mobile, and cloud. I mean, mobile is cloud. Xbox will be built to be affordable, personal, and open. We will deliver we will offer flexible pricing so it's easy to get started and keep playing. So finance, I'm guessing. The experience will adapt to you, letting you customize how you play, helping you find what you'll love and connecting you with the right people. I guess that's, you know, ad tracking to give you what you want. And we will be open to all creators from individuals to larger studios, giving anyone the tools to reach a global audience and keep their games growing over time. Our new North Star will be daily active players. So they don't give two shits about exclusivity. So that tells you that right there. When it comes to exclusivity, they couldn't care less. All they care about is daily active users, and that goes with monthly active users. We'll execute this through four priorities: hardware, content, experience, and services. Hardware, stabilize Gen 9 as a healthy, high quality base. I mean, they've got a lot of work to do there, I'll tell you that. A lot of work. Deliver Project Helix to lead in performance and play your console and PC games, which we've known about. Leading comfortable, personal, high performance accessories. Build a strong ecosystem that expands choice and reach. Grow and extend an enduring portfolio of franchises players love. Evolve our third party partnerships and strengthen our 5 year slate. Expand to China, emerging markets, and mobile first audiences. That is something that they've struggled with a lot. Maintain and grow in live games and long term stewardship. Elevate creator centric platforms like Minecraft, Elder Scrolls, and Sea of Thieves. Right? Experience. Fix the fundamentals for new players. Make Xbox best place for developers and creators to build and grow. I mean, it's not going to be the best place to build and grow because if you're offering all your games to another platform, they've got less reason to make your platform the best place because the other platforms are going to be way more attractive. So it's not possible without exclusives. Overhaul discovery, customization, social, and personalization to connect the community. Yeah, all of this is nice, but without exclusives, this won't happen. It just won't. Fortify Game Pass with clear differentiation and sustainable economics. So more changes is coming to Game Pass, like I said earlier in my video today. If you haven't seen that, check it out after the stream. Return the business to durable growth with strong cost discipline. I mean that makes sense. So expect, more fat to be cut in the near future. Make cloud play feel native. Their cloud play has sucked compared to GeForce now, so there is work to be done there in terms of performance, quality, and everything that's there. So trying to build on that quality is definitely something that they need. Not something that's going to be easy, mind you, because it costs a lot of money to get something like that. Fast and reliable across TVs and low cost devices. I mean, it works great on TV, so use M&A deliberately to accelerate growth where organic paths are too slow. Along the way, we will reevaluate our approach to exclusivity, windowing, and AI, and share more as we learn and decide. So, there you go. Like I said, at the moment, exclusivity isn't even on the table. In a couple of years, when Xbox is, on Helix is out, they may look at it, but at that point, it will definitely be too late. So I just don't see it anymore. I mean, she's made it perfectly clear that exclusives aren't a thing. We are Xbox. To achieve our master plan, the way we work must transform. Our best work happens when the full stack moves together. Microsoft Gaming describes our structure, but it does not describe our ambition. So we are going back to where we started and changing our team's name. We are Xbox. Do you know what? This constant changing of stuff that they're doing, rebranding, renaming, as if they don't fix what's broken, it's still, you can rename shit the way you want. Look at Halo Studios. That's gone through like 45 different names and it's still the same shit, right? So just because you've changed the name doesn't mean it's going to fix anything. We are a high agency culture where wild and wonderful ideas thrive. Our job is not to smooth over our differences, but to connect everyone into something greater than any one studio or product. We have to be honest about where we are. We're a challenger. And meeting this moment, no, you're not a challenger. And meeting this moment will require pace, energy, and a level of self critique that should feel uncomfortable at our best. We earn every player. I mean, you're losing a lot of players to PC, but they are in your MAU, so you're still keeping them in that MAU. And that's what they're counting on, right? If you're jumping from Xbox to PC, they still see you as an Xbox player. If you're buying Xbox games on Steam, on PlayStation, on Nintendo Switch, Stadia, Ouya, Soldier Boy, they still count you as an Xbox customer. Protect our art. AI will still be involved, and generative AI will be a thing, so that doesn't really make sense. Stay rebellious. Progress over perfection. Signal over ceremony. Core before more. Outwork the problem. Speed is learning. Makers over managers. Now, managers will always win. Clarity is kindness. If managers never won, everyone at 343 that's leading the company would have been fired long ago. Over the last 5 years, Xbox and the industry have been through an unimaginable amount of change, and this team has continued to deliver through it for our community. Thank you for staying focused on what matters. 62 days in, we're proud of how we've honored our commitments of great games, return of Xbox, and future of play. We're here to do the most creative and courageous work of our lives, and that's what we'll all do together. With gratitude, Matt and Asher. All right, now that I've read that, let me catch up on the chat. Uh, Alright, I'm going Chaos Lounge. If next Xbox consoles fail, will they stop making consoles? Uh, I would say. I mean, I think the next console will be the last first party console anyway. So when you're looking at what they've done, the next Helix will basically play Series X games and PC games. So anything that's ported, that's made for the Helix now, will be made on the PC base. So it works with everything. So then, going forward from there, it's just it may have a console interface, or they may have that console interface in Windows 12. But what you're going to get is something kind of like in between that will work on a PC going forward. The dedicated devices, this probably will be the last one. Every game has contracts. COD was just forced on them through the FTC. Yeah, COD has a 10-year contract. And I don't think that was forced on them by the FTC, but they did that just for goodwill. Starfield was going to be a PS5 exclusive until Xbox bought Bethesda and cancelled the deal. That is true. Every trailer at the IGN, we're going to check that out in a bit, Navy, but that's interesting to see. I mean, this is what I'm saying. When I was saying at the beginning of the stream, there are quick wins that you can do to get the community happy. That is a quick win. All they have to do at the end of it is just remove competing platforms' logos. It's a 5-second fix, but has a big impact in morale. Do you see what I mean? I'm not sure if some of you were here at the beginning of the stream, and it's freezing in here, so I'm going to go close that door. The dog is already in, so give me a sec. My God, is it cold? Oh, Luna's in her cage sleeping. Nurcan, bilirim bir şey yapamam ama işini yere ha. No one put a pet there. You can't do that. No, götünü görecek. I put one. Götünü. Senin götünü görmezler. Benimkini görsünler. I put one there. I was about to put it and I forgot. It's fine. Here you go, Luna. There you go. Bir içecek getir bana lütfen. Alright. Back again. Sorry about that, chat. Yes, as I said at the beginning of the stream, there's 3 pools. Easy wins, up for discussion, long-term goals. Stuff like the logos would easily fall under easy wins. Right? Easiest place to develop on has nothing to do with exclusives. I didn't say it did. My exclusive thing was something about this. Our new North Star will be daily active users. They're not interested in restricting people playing. They're restricted in getting more people playing. And everything else down here kind of really emphasizes that as well. And anyway, she says it over here. Along the way, we will reevaluate our approach to exclusivity. That isn't anytime soon. So games like Gears E-Day, which had a possibility, this now makes it 99.9% confirmed that it is going to be going to PlayStation. When they say along the way, they don't mean tomorrow or next month. They're talking, quite a while later. Deathloop and Ghostwire Tokyo had contracts, right? Which they honored. Who knows, Darren? I don't have it on PlayStation. What will Xbox do if they don't get the sales they want for their next console? That's an interesting question. And I think the answer to that question really depends on the price of the next generation console. If their console is priced at £600 and it doesn't sell, then there's going to be, a major shift. If their console is priced £1,500 and they sell, say, 10 million units, they're going to be extremely happy with it. Do you see what I mean? It's very, very price dependent, because depending on the price will determine what their sales expectation will be. And until we actually get that figure, we just won't know. Have you tried Ground Zero? It's very good. I'm actually playing it right now, Awake, Darren. I really like it. I'm going to be making a video on it shortly, talking about it. But yes, I'm actually playing it at the moment. It's really good. A bit clunky, but I do like the modern controls. I went with a modern instead of the old school control where it just felt weird now. Maybe it was fine back in the day, but I prefer the modern control. But yeah, I think it's a really good game. These low poly games are really shining through, and I'm really enjoying them. Doesn't necessarily mean no exclusivity. Biggest Garlic, like I said, they said here, it's not on their immediate agenda. I don't, it's written in. I've got it highlighted here. Along the way, we will reevaluate. It's not in the immediate future. Also, when the studio publisher changes ownership, they can decide to honor the contract. No, they can decide if they want to on Powerboss. That is true. They can decide if they want to honor it or not. But if they do break the contract, they have to pay the fine. They are still liable for that breach of contract, and whatever the damages are, is there. And if you start breaking contracts, it doesn't look good on you as a company. Of course, Sony would break them in an instant, but Microsoft needed to look like the good guys, and is why they didn't. I'm not a pro streamer, man. I make no money doing this. I'm just a casual streamer. Pro streamers make money. Casual streamers make enough to get a cup of tea. And even then, there's probably something that's shown to demonetize it so they don't get nothing. How was Xbox Showcase? Banisher, we're going to check it out in a bit because I haven't seen it, and we're going to check it out. But this just was posted, so I wanted to go through it. Day and date was Phil and Sarah's promise, not Asher. Yeah, but it's kind of become a company standard motto now, Darren. Microsoft is focused on whatever they choose. Microsoft's way of thinking, I liken to almost like the British Constitution. The British Constitution is what you want it to be on any given day. It's not written, so you can change it and manipulate it and do what you want.
Towards the Gregs.
Thank you for the £2 super chat. Greg's will be happy. Luna needs a little doggo. She does have a little doggo sweater. Where is it? She didn't want to wear it at the moment, but it's this one over here. It just wraps around and keeps her nice and snugly warm. So we already got a couple of those that keep her nice and warm. It's the harness that we're finding difficult because she just doesn't want to be in a harness. And we just bought a new one, and no matter how tight we made it, she still managed to stick her leg through the throat part and then started gagging. So we need to try and find a new one that we're happy with. I love South of Midnight. I think Avowed is good, but nothing special. South of Midnight is amazing. I think that was a special game. Avowed, I agree. It's nothing special, but it is a good game. It's not an excellent game, but it is a good game. You beat it 4 times? Jesus, I was done after the first. Does everyone think Helix will include a disk drive? I'm not sure. I don't think they will, but I'm hoping that if they don't, they will provide one that's available to buy like Sony did, but not with the whole proprietary requiring you to lock it to the drive, but just, hey, here's a drive that will work, you plug it in, and that's it. I don't want none of that proprietary drive requiring you to go online and connect it and authorize it. But something like the HD DVD drive the 360 had, I'd be happy with. I think it's 50-50 that Gear will go to PlayStation. Time will tell, man. Time will tell. It's just wordplay, man. Since and this is what I was saying the other day to someone who was trying to uh, pull apart Jason Ronald's statement when he said the next Xbox console will be a first party Xbox console, right? And then they said, but you didn't say this. But you didn't say this. But you avoided saying this. And even if he said everything that people wanted to know, there would be someone out there that would say, but by saying this, you didn't say 110%, God for all of this stuff, just so they could get their thing forward. I get what you're saying, but it will never be the exact wording people are happy with to hear. Xbox will not take that high of a loss. Handhelds are a different beast, man. They have their own screen, their own power supply that has to power the screen, the internals, and everything else. A handheld is different. By nature, they are going to be more expensive. And let's put it into context, Alec. You go buy a PlayStation 5 Pro. I'm just using that because that's the most expensive console right now. It's 900 plus tax, right? But all your games are physical. So let's say $1,000 with tax, right? Because some states don't pay tax. So I'm rounding it up. But you can't use it because you need a generator. Because you can't, you don't have a power source. So you're going to now go buy a generator for $500, $1,000. I don't really know how much generators are these days, but let's say 500. So you're now at $1,500. But wait, you need a screen. That screen is going to set you back unless you're getting a crappy one. You want a decent one if you're getting 4K. You want to get high definition gaming. So you're looking at about another $500, $700 for a screen. So now you've gone from $1,500 to $2,200. You're going to need a pretty good harness to hold the PS5, the generator, and the screen at the front. So you're probably looking about $400 for something like that. We're already at $3,000 here. You're comparing a $1,000 console that can do all of what I just said there to a $3,000 setup. You see how now maths doesn't make sense? Comparing the two is silly. Never ever compare the two. There is no correlate. They are completely different devices. Tango, Ghostwire Tokyo. Man, I still haven't played that. I wanted to play it. Alright. I'm going to skip to the bottom now because I need to keep up with chat. Generator needs fuel too, so we're looking at 3,500. Jesus, he is living in that strand. But you get the point I'm trying to make. You can't compare, right? You can't compare this device, which works like this without requiring anything else, to something that is just a console that can't work without so many dependencies. I haven't even charged it for electric yet. At least I'll be able to use mine for a little while. Without electricity, you ain't using shit. So large. But you get the point I'm making, right? Aphelion is another good one, but I still need to play Life is Strange. Man, there is so many games out right now. I just can't keep up. I can't keep up, man. I can't keep up. But, like I said, the big one will always and forever be exclusive. She can get all the quick wins she wants. She can make all the statements she wants, all the long term plans she wants, until she answers the one big question, which will be looming over there for a long time. It ain't going to work. Nothing, people aren't going to be happy. Once she does make that definition and she, makes it perfectly clear where she goes with exclusivity, that's when people will say and do whatever they're going to do. And I think right now, Xbox, the people over at Xbox, they know how temperamental this decision will be. But at the same time, right, exclusivity will come at a cost. And this is why, despite the fact that I do believe that if you want to strengthen your hardware, strengthen your console, exclusivity is the clearest way to do it. Personally, I'm not prepared to give up Game Pass day ones if they still exist after what's just happened. Right? Now, if Game Pass, if games from day one start falling through, then yeah, just go back to exclusivity, leave premium the way it is, and be as it is. But until then, I think that's the key. Exclusivity will be what is driving it forward. We need more first party exclusives and also not add them to Game Pass. This is what I'm saying, Devin. I mean, who was it? I've got a clip here of who is it? Hargreave. And I kind of agree with him, right? Well, to a certain extent, if I remember correctly. Let's just listen to what he says, right? And then I'm going to put on the showcase, by the way.
Because they've told me they don't care, right? So the Game Pass allure of day and dates, that's over. So now you have to accept, okay, is it enough for you to want to maybe get day and dates? Because that's where we are. That's essentially where we are now. So the interesting part about that whole agreement that Phil had with us of like, no, all the games are coming day and date, that has now gone, right? So now you
Yeah, Hargreave. Now, listen to what he's saying. Because what he's saying is very important. Because it's true.
had with us of like, no, all the games. So the interesting part about that whole agreement that Phil had with us of like, no, all the games are coming day and date, that has now gone, right?
And that's the key thing now. I know a lot of people are saying it's just COD and it's just this. But remember, it was just 4 games. Now, obviously, they will look at it and see what it means for the business and then decide if more games are going. Now they're going to see, having COD off, what it means for the business and what the reaction is. Oh, people didn't really care about COD going off the service, and it's made us this much money. So the next big game that comes along that they feel has a major impact, well, we'll remove this one as well. And then the next one. And then the next one. Because they will do now what it means, what matters for the business, more than what the customers want. The whole fact that people were getting upset that Call of Duty was coming off the service wasn't because Call of Duty was coming off the service. It's what it actually meant. And I think people can't understand that distinction. It's not about Call of Duty, it's the precedent it's now set.
So now you can just accept that, will this game go to PlayStation? Will this game be in Game Pass? Now you have to wait for the logo because you just don't know. You just don't know. And so now it just depends on what they think will sell and therefore what will be day and date. Oh, it's only COD. You're overreacting. No, I'm not. This is what businesses do. Asha Sharma at some point will leave, and then there'll be somebody else who says, well, why are we doing this? Why don't we just like do what Sean Layden says? Well, let's take all of them out. Because that's where they are now, right? I don't know that I can ever trust any business to not screw you over because that's
Okay, I've said this time and time again. You should trust no business to never to screw you over because their number one goal is to monetize you, to try and make sure that they get as much money out of you as humanly possible before they move on to the next customer. They're like the Wraith from Atlantis, right? They will suck you dry until you're done. They will literally steal your life force until there's nothing left to steal.
their job. Screw you over to get as much money as they can. That's their job. So for me, it's very much lost its luster. You've now taken away that you will have one of your games day and date. That's gone. So now it's a okay hit or miss. Maybe I'll get my game. Maybe I won't get my game. Right? What if it's a game I want? Maybe Elder Scrolls 6 is something I want to play, but they won't put it in Game Pass.
People keep referring to Elder Scrolls 6 because, it's a big game. I know it's landing in 2097. There's still a long time for it to land, but the point he's making is that's a big game that everyone is looking forward to, even though their grandchildren will be the ones playing it. It's still a game that one day they're going to look down from heaven and say, hey, look, my kids are actually playing this, or my great kids, grandkids are playing this. But, they won't be sure if it's going to be day one on Game Pass. And no one here can tell me that it will be day one on Game Pass. You don't know for sure. And that's the uncertainty that they have created. And that was why removing COD was a dumb idea. What they should have done is had premium and just kept Ultimate at a more expensive price with everything included.
Okay, well that kind of sucks. That kind of sucks. So whatever, it is what it is. This is where we are. So it was the opposite of what I wanted. But hey,
yeah, you've been pressing to get rid of cloud more than first
versus get rid of COD, right? Because what I don't want is the slippery slope of.
Look, you guys are mocking me for killing. Mock him now, right? Go on. I want to see you guys give him the same treatment you've given me for the past 2 weeks. Hey, no, none of that power boss, none of that correcting the wording. I want to see the same mocking that I just enjoyed literally for the past, what? How long have I been live for? 1 hour. Go on, I want to see that shit going right now.
This. What they did is they said, day and dates, that's optional now. That's optional. That's what they've said. So, okay, fair enough. So I'm not a fan. But if it's lower and it's good for people if they want to subscribe, awesome. But just understand, your day and dates are over. You will get some, you will not get all. There will be other cases.
Okay, that's the key point here.
Fan. But if it's lower and it's good for people if they want to subscribe, awesome. But just understand, your day and dates are over. You will get some, you will not get all. There will be other cases.
And that's the disappointing part of all this, right? What he said there is true. You will get some, but not all. And that's the Xbox community, the ones that are happy that Call of Duty has been removed, they've basically cheered this on and said, right, we're giving you permission to do this. Because it will happen. Whether people like it or not, it's going to happen. And it's not cool, man. Not cool. Alright. Idea Xbox. And yes, Kiln is released today. In fact, it's only I think it's £13 in the UK to buy this. If you're interested, if you don't want to play it on Game Pass, It's only £13 or £14, something like that. Pretty cheap. Pretty cheap. All right, so IGN live. It was a 1 hour show. Damn. Was it really? No, I don't want to hear none of that shit. It wasn't a 1 hour show. Let's see. All right. Let me make one last change. Am I on the stream? Let's go to the control room. I'm not going to be able to do this from here, am I? I used to be able to do this. I wonder why. Oh, there we go. Okay, here we go. All right. Just making sure ads don't disturb people during this showcase.
Hello and welcome to the ID at Xbox Spring 2026 Showcase powered by IGN. I'm your host, Jeffrey Vega, and these facts.
Just for the record, this section is sponsored by Steve. For some reason, he likes these sections and keeps complaining why I don't include them, introducing the show. I'm all for the games and just none of this stuff, but he wants to see this stuff and has complained a few times, so.
Fabulous individuals here with me are Alan Knight and Alyek.
Hey, Jeffrey.
Hey, guys. Well, the ID at Xbox Showcase is all about celebrating some incredible upcoming indie games that you'll soon be able to play on Xbox and PC.
Yeah, and soon could mean months or weeks, or it could mean mere minutes from now. So if you're looking for something new to play, stay alert. Your next favorite game could be lying in wait to get the drop on you without any warning.
Yeah, except you just told them. But don't worry, there's plenty of surprises in store and maybe a few jump scares as well.
That's right, we're kicking things off with a block of trailers for games with spooky, scary, and otherwise.
Is the audio okay,
horrors.
guys?
Up first, coming to Xbox Game Pass, there are no ghosts at the Grand.
But I'm pretty sure there are ghosts in this game.
Shh, spoilers.
Sorry.
Hey, I'm Chris. A few weeks ago, I inherited this beautiful English hotel from a father I never really knew. But even though we never met, I must have meant something to him because he left me this.
A rundown building.
A fixer-upper, sure, but you know, with a little bit of elbow grease and a set of power tools that can do just about anything, I think I could really turn this place around.
If only it was that easy to renovate a property.
With a little patience and maybe a few new friends, I think everything's going to turn out just great. The only problem is, I'm
Could
not
be
who I
louder.
say I am. There's something else I need to do here. Something hidden. I'm not here to renovate and decorate.
Let me know if that's
I'm
better.
here to investigate. And to help me, I've got a talking cat.
You're the one doing all the talking here, right?
And a set of power tools that also talk.
Well, hello there. I'm Robert C. McBrushy. It looks like you're
So they
about
just
to do
took-
some renovations. Can I help you with
What's that
that?
Square Enix game? That Power Wash Simulator. And
So by day,
turned it into
I
this.
play the part. I'll restore the hotel, help the locals, be the nice guy. But by night, I'll search every corner of this town.
All the things I've seen right here in this hotel, like something has remained of the former clientele. You must know what I mean. You've seen it as well, but where this all started, oh, I cannot tell.
Decorator by day, ghost hunter by night. My father knew there was something wrong with this town, this hotel, these people.
I wouldn't trust any one of them.
I'm not sure I trust you either. I don't know what happened to him, but room by room, shop by shop, street by street, I'm going to peel apart these lives.
What do you mean? This is literally Power Wash Simulator. Okay, it's got spiders, 0 out of 10. It's already a 0 out of 10 game for me. It's got spiders.
I can feel the clock ticking in my head and the hours going by, one by one. My days are numbered.
Boss, my question to you is, what is Xbox's USP? If I'm just a casual person who's deciding to go buy a console right now,
Maybe in a dream.
what is the
A
USP
sea
for me for an Xbox?
Deep within the mind. It is called the vapor world.
Is this... Where am I?
God, this reminds me of that Square Enix mobile game.
As the dreamers say.
But this is Lies of P?
Becomes the beast. Guilt. The prison.
I can't remember what that mobile game was called, but it reminds, the art style reminds me of that. It was a near reincarnation, I think. But obviously, it looks way different, and this is something different as well. This more looks like Lies of P.
Welcome, the last awakened one.
Say, Ghost. Go away. This actually looks pretty decent. I don't know if... Come on, if this isn't Lies of P in some form, it's the biggest ripoff ever. Vapor World, the other one. Wow. It really took a liking to it. See, I like this. This is how it should be. They shouldn't be publishing other brands. They don't need to. Again, remember when I was saying quick wins? These are quick wins, and it's good. But this is the indie games, right? They need to be doing this on the bigger games. Why didn't they do it when they were showcasing Metro 2039? Lies of 2D. Lies. I mean, apparently it doesn't exist on any of the games. If that's the case, some of these games will be on PC, PlayStation, right? Hey look, there's waifu there, even though she look a bit weirdly deformed and whatnot. Still waifu material. Not my type of game.
You're watching the ID at Xbox Spring Showcase 2026, powered by IGN. We just saw there are no ghosts at the Grand and Vapor World.
Plus a glimpse at the PvP combat in Mistfall Hunter, which is coming to Xbox
She's
and
supposed
PC.
to be someone,
And they will
right?
all be
A
on
voice
Game
actor or
Pass.
something.
Now, if you've ever
I've
dreamt
seen her
of
before.
exploring distant planets, you're in luck. Next, we've got 3 upcoming games that have 3 drastically different experiences, all about exploring alien planets.
First, here's a closer look at brand new gameplay for Starseeker
Is she a
Astroneer
VA or
Expeditions
something?
heading to Xbox Game Pass soon.
Susanna would know. Those people are so... Why are you gonna be trolling me, Vital, man? Come on. Why are you doing me dirty like that? I didn't do nothing to you. Sapphire, you can change that in settings, most likely.
Hello?
That wasn't in my head. There is something here.
Mission Control. The Hope 1 shuttle has crashed on Persephone. I lost contact with Dr. Montclair.
Is it out for everyone or just for those that pre-ordered?
Thomas. I got this.
Oh, shit.
I'm not alone.
What the hell?
It's stalking me. Crap, no! Oh no, 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 no.
This is an Aphelion game, right?
Mission Control. Anybody copy?
This looks good. Did you see that jumping mechanic? No game has done that yet.
What are you?
Something that's running at 5 frames a second. Yeah. How much for Empire Crawler stream? I'll get there at some point. This looks kind of cool. This is the type of game where I'll be wrecking my brain out until 2049. Woodpit, we're going to check that out after this.
Finally, Albion Online is coming to console. More adventure. More...
Why?
Hang on. What's that glowing crypt thing?
Sorry.
The crypt thing. Fancy a quick look.
What about the script?
Open on a mysterious crypt thing. A world of incredible environments and heart-stopping combat against unyielding enemies. You feel so alive. One rift glaive, please. Take this. And this. This place has everything.
Can we get back to the trailer now?
Hunt dangerous animals. Watch out!
I don't know why I like the trailer.
Exotic lands. Exploring, Kathy.
I do.
I'm exploring.
I'm mesmerized by how stupid it is, but I actually like the trailer.
Ancients. So I told him, at least my holy staff isn't tier 4. And form powerful guilds. Farewell, old me. I am now Valkar, the glaive wielder. Thank you, friend.
We're not friends.
For showing me true freedom. A faction battle. Shall we, comrades?
Albion Online. Tell your story. On Xbox.
Fight epic PvP battles. Gather, craft, and trade. Join a guild with your friends. And if you're looking for something relaxing, go fishing, build a home, raise animals, and farm crops. Leave your mark on the world in Albion Online.
Welcome to Albion.
I don't care for the game, but 10 out of 10 for the trailer.
That was a look at Albion Online, which hits Xbox Series
Look, I don't
X
care
and
for the
S
game,
today.
but that trailer,
It's already
10
on
out of 10.
PC and mobile. It's free
Exclusives
to play.
back
And
on the
with
table?
upcoming
Not
Dragon
really.
expansion, it will be bigger than ever. Don't miss Albion Online.
It's something they're going to revisit
More like
later
I'll
on.
be online once we're done hosting this.
Vampire, I was going to say the same thing.
Wow,
It
that
looked like
show
RuneScape.
Kind of like a vampire.
And I don't know if
does, but
that's a
what
good
doesn't
thing.
suck?
I thought-
Games about
but yeah.
vampires. Up next, we're taking a look at a game that is definitely going to sink its fangs into a lot of us. Here's Vampire Crawlers, the Turbo Wildcard.
Okay,
from
so this is the
Vampire
game you guys want me to
Survivors.
play.
But beware. I'm pretty sure it's
Look,
got
nothing
vampires
is
in
better
it.
than Final Fantasy 14. Except for Final Fantasy 11.
Spoiler alert.
But that needs an update now.
God, please. Help us, sinful children of the average Italian countryside.
Oh my god, card based.
Whip it! Stronger!
You need not fear me. Attack.
I don't go without a fight. Gathering the magic.
We're back! Nope, we never left. To kill monsters. To explore maps. To find treasure. To
I'll have a
love,
look at it after
to
Pragmata
shine.
and the Darwin's Paradox.
And there isn't it.
I used to like them, Woodpit. Just, I've grown away from them. Like, if you've heard of a game called Baten Kaitos, that was probably the game I enjoyed most with cards for a battle system. It's a good game. It was on the GameCube. It's been re-released, I think, on the Switch. I really enjoyed it, but that was really the only one I kind of did. Another card-based battler. Or not, maybe? I don't know, it looks like I know the original one of this did really well for an indie game, so it's good to see that they've made a sequel. Coming soon to Game Pass. An RTS game, maybe? Nope, this the Warriors.
That was a look at the hack and slash roguelite Tears of Metal, which will be coming day one to Xbox Game Pass very soon.
In the meantime, if you didn't catch it, Vampire Crawlers is out today. But seriously, be careful. If it's anything like Vampire Survivors, it's going to derail whatever else you hope to accomplish this week.
Hey, speaking of games, the April Humble Choice selection is one of the best ever. We're talking games like Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Daemon X Machina, Titanic Scion, The Lord of the Rings Return to Moria, and so much Moria. Head to humblebundle.com and get playing today.
And also be sure to check out the brand new Humble Bundle featuring amazing games like The Invincible, Death of the Reprobate, and more. That ends May 1st, so act fast and get yours at humblebundle.com.
Up next, we're taking a look at some fun games that you can play with friends. You want to squad up for this one?
No.
Okay, well, let's at least say this in unison. 1, 2, 3. Here's a look at Crash Out Crew, right here on the ID at Xbox Spring Showcase, powered by IGN.
That was weird.
Yeah, let's not do that again.
Yeah, I think everyone agreed that no one should ever do that again. No.
Is anyone actually forklift certified here?
No. I think we should get a ham and pineapple pizza.
Need 2 cherry and 2
It's the
blueberry.
only pizza worth buying.
Got it. Go, 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 go.
I'm ready to clock in. You guys are?
Okay. 2 cherries up top. Go, go, go. Yeah. Oh, the cactus.
Chat agrees with me. Ham and pineapple pizzas are the best.
on sale.
Oh. I'll be there in a sec.
Oh.
Yippee!
Oh.
Dreamcast guy inspired.
Okay, immediately very bad.
Sure. Yeah.
Oh, it's hot.
Oh,
we're so cold. Oh, no. You guys gonna blow them up. Oh, no. Stop.
Mate, what do you mean that earned a dislike? Ham and pineapple on pizza is amazing. How can you not like ham and pineapple? Mate, it's so good. That roasted pineapple is amazing. You guys just have bad taste in pizza. Clearly not. I got robbed of everything else. See? Sappho agrees that Hawaiian pizza is the best. Don't even say it, chat. Don't even think about it. See, Woodpit likes Hawaiian. That's what I like to see. Blasphemy, Kage.
Solve any good puzzles lately?
What happens if you can't figure it out?
Do you think puzzles have feelings?
Okay, let's not lose our noggins.
Now, no one likes Marmite. Only the weird ones like Marmite.
Back to school. Available day 1 on Xbox Game Pass.
Hey, what's up, Harry?
Ever wondered where the wildest party is?
Titopia?
First rule of Zootopia. Hey, bring your friends!
Is this supposed to be like a Fall Guys type game? It looks like it. They're trying to challenge Fall Guys.
Then let's win it together!
Or maybe not. Maybe not. That looks like it. It looks like it's got a single player mode as well.
Oops! In Zootopia, the fun never stops.
This game will have a lot of appeal for people. I can see this game doing really well.
You just saw brand new gameplay for Crash Out Crew, coming to Xbox Game Pass. Escape Academy 2, which is also coming to Game Pass. Titopia, which just got a surprise console announcement, and RV There Yet, which is coming to Game Pass, getting brand new DLC, and has possibly the greatest title in the history
It could have,
of
Rachie.
anything.
RV there yet? RV gonna see more games coming up? The answer is yes.
I'm just gonna ignore whatever it is you're doing over there and just move us right along. Up next, we've got a pair of over-the-top blockbuster action games that you won't want to miss. Check them out.
John, it looks like it is a change in direction. I don't think none of these games are coming to PlayStation. That doesn't make any, like Solo Leveling Arise, not going to PlayStation doesn't make sense. I mean, maybe it's not, but not one of these are going to be going. I think it's a change in direction. And if you ask me, it's a good one. It's a quick win, and it's something that they should have always did. Anyone watch the anime of Solo Leveling?
Arise. I shall follow you for the rest of eternity.
Hi, I'm Saulo Camerati, one out of 2 of the team behind Deep Dish Dungeon. Have you ever wondered what it's to feel like an adventurer lost in a dungeon with your friends? No map, no hand-holding, tons of hidden secrets, and on top of that, you need to survive by collecting whatever
Mate, you guys can trust me, mate. I'm gonna be your guide.
It's a multiplayer game that you can play solo.
I am
with up
never
to 2
lost,
other players.
so you guys can
You and your
definitely
friends
trust me in
start
this
the game entering
situation.
this huge
I will be your
interconnected
guide.
dungeon. With
I will
pretty
get
much
you
nothing
out.
in your bag.
You guys
At first,
trust me,
you
right?
find a couple of apples and mushrooms, and you can roast them in the available campfire. As you explore the dungeon, you find other interesting places to set up camp. Whatever you cook is what defines your stats and abilities, so you'll find better ingredients as you progress, making stews, noodles, and many others. The camp serves you as a home base. You bring back resources to it, share it with your friends, and get to craft new gear and tools to further explore. Certain tools will be crucial for your advancement, like this hammer.
I completed that game in record time.
Metal bars.
I don't know what you're talking
There
about.
will be plenty of other tools. You'll be killing monsters, bosses, solving puzzles, looting, treasure hunting, adventure yourselves through the dark places. But I invite you to get deeper into connecting to the dungeon, because it's full of symbols and hidden mysteries. I like to think that some of you might not just want to find all the hidden treasures you're looking for, but also to crawl this dungeon in reverse, allowing yourselves to connect to the story and find other ways of finishing the game. I'm looking forward to see you all making the most powerful meal of all, the deep dish pizza, later this year in fall 2026.
You're watching the ID at Xbox Showcase right here on IGN. Thanks for hanging with us. You just saw brand new gameplay for Deep Dish Dungeon, coming to Xbox Game Pass.
Plus a console release window and brand new gameplay for
Deep
solo
Dish,
leveling Arise Overdrive. Up next, we're cooking up some games that put your kitchen skills to the test in bizarre and fantastic ways.
Let's take a look at Bistro and Incombini, two games you'll want to take a bite out of soon.
Stop it, dude, it's not lunch. I'm hungry.
You might think the most important part of being a hero is the big sword, or the desire to fight terrifying monsters. But here, in Palopori, our heroes are only as strong as their last meal. And that's where I come in. I make the meals. I pair the flavors they love with the magic and abilities they need, powering up our caretakers for their ventures into the wilds. Uh-oh, that didn't work. Let's try something sweeter.
I'm so confused. So the inconsequential part is in 3D.
We make a pretty good team.
Although I do like the
things
battle
around
system
town.
art style.
Gathering ingredients, growing fresh vegetables, tending to the critters, and fishing for the catch of the day. And they do the hitting monsters on the head part of things. They also bring back monstrous ingredients from the wilds, which helps me unlock new recipes, preparing them for the dangers ahead. It might seem a bit bleak outside the wall, but we're all in this fight together. Each of us brings our own unique skills.
Yeah, it
and
is. It's
flavors
that
to the
Star Rail
table.
minigame.
It takes a village to save the world.
I was wondering where I've seen it
Looks like
before.
it's gonna take hours.
Man, just watch. As soon as the Gears deep dive starts, the internet's just gonna go out globally. There's gonna be no internet for like 20 minutes just so Steve can miss the Gears thing. They'll never upload the deep dive either. It is just Paper Mario, yeah. But I kind of like the animation. What the hell is this? Monkey Punky.
Thanks for rocking with us. You're watching the ID at Xbox Showcase right here on IGN. You just saw Incombini and Bistro, both of which are coming to Xbox Game Pass. Up next, Kala no Ro is a vibrant, beautiful, and totally unique platformer that you need to see for yourself. Luckily, we're
Do I
about to
know?
show it to you. This is Kala no Ro, coming to Xbox
Let's
and
see.
PC.
You big this up real high. Oh, it's a world premiere as well. Okay, this gotta be good, right? I mean, as a platformer, it's not too bad. Question is, do you think it will sell?
Up next, things are heating up even more with a trio of competitive games that you're definitely going to want to play, even if you're not great at sports in real life. Like Jeffrey
it was,
over
pal.
here.
You know,
You're
I told
right.
you that in private, even though it happened
It
in front of my
was.
entire high school gymnasium.
Yeah, dude, honestly, I didn't even know it was possible to get stuck upside down in a basketball hoop.
Yeah.
That's kind of well done.
Yeah, it was embarrassing to be sure.
Well, while Jeffrey over here battles his memories of the past, here are some upcoming competitive games to settle your own rivalries.
Alright, coming soon! We're coming to the end.
3, 2, 1.
Spider-Man!
Yeah. Oh no!
With a thirst of Smash Brothers?
Oh no, wait.
I'm confused.
How are you guys still alive?
It is just a take on Smash Brothers, right?
Oh, come on. Fun match.
Earthworm Jim?
Listen, where am I? No, wait. No, hold up. Let's go. Pro strats.
It looks like they're racing to the end. I don't know, I didn't play the first one. Hey, Diablo! El Hablo!
Hello, friends. Good to have you with us, and welcome back to a beautiful morning and what I'm sure will be a thrilling round of golf. Although today's game may be different, as the fairway appears to have changed considerably. My word. Well, how about that?
This is a good game, by the way. This is good with the pie. Get a bunch of friends and this is fun.
A game to remember. Golf with your friends too. Coming soon to a course near you.
Let's go! We've got another game on Xbox. It's not on Game Pass. You still gotta buy it. It can't happen. Yeah, it's gonna happen. We're gonna do this.
That was Speedrunners 2 launching this July and coming to Game Pass. Plus a new release date for Golf with Your Friends too. They both look fantastic, but hey, maybe you're more of a puzzle game fan? Don't worry, we've got it covered right here at ID and Xbox for this next game coming to Xbox Game Pass. Check out the brand new gameplay and a new cartridge coming to Screenbound.
Man, the guy sat there practicing night after night, learning the courses. Oh, nice. Okay, that's kind of cool. I like the way they went into it. What? Okay, that's actually really cool. Oh yeah, Nintendo definitely gonna sue them. No doubt in my mind, Nintendo's going after them. Everyone and their grandma knows that's a Game Boy. Hey look, I'm not one of those people, Start. I'm saying I said from the beginning. They should not have removed it.
Well, that just about
So
wraps us
don't
up
mix
here at
me
the
with
IGN
those
Xbox
people.
Showcase on IGN. Thank you so much for watching.
And if you missed any of the games today, no worries. Head over to IGN.com or IGN's YouTube channel to catch up.
Alright. That was okay. The golf game was probably the highlight, and the Ghost House, that actually wasn't bad, the Ghost House. This one here, the one that I was mocking at the beginning. We're gonna check out Black Flag next. Get that out the way as well. Apparently it's not very long, it's like 8 minutes long. I'm just gonna go grab a drink and then come back. So I'll be right back.
Yeah. Assassin's Creed.
Alright, I'm back. Alright, let's check out Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced. £200 for this game, by the way.
Hello, pirates. Matt Ryan here, the voice of Edward Kenway. And this is Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced.
It's
13
coming.
years after the original, this
Bad
remake
batch.
brings the classic game back to life, rebuilt from the
Leave
ground
bullets,
up with
leave
the latest
Banisher
Anvil
alone.
engine to deliver the most
He bought his
thrilling
safety with that
pirate
£5
adventure.
super chat right there.
All right, let's set sail.
Dash my buttons. Your life seems a grand one, if I may say. So full of adventure.
You play as Captain Edward Kenway, a rebellious scoundrel eager to make a
How's
name
it going,
for himself
PS5
in the
blows?
pursuit of glory, freedom, and a search for a better life.
Seen your face before. You's mates with them pirates down in Nassau.
Shut your bloody gob or I'll fill it with shot, you hear me?
Edward, is it?
After crossing paths with the Assassins and Templars, Edward is drawn into their centuries-old conflict.
Banisher, what do you think? Game of the Year material?
Legendary treasures at stake. Along the way, he joins forces with infamous pirates such as Anne Bonny, Charles Vane, and Blackbeard. With them, he helps establish a short-lived, lawless republic following the pirate code and defying
You guys
empires
never trusted me
built on
anyway, so
cruelty
I might as well take prize.
Together, in their search for freedom, power, and riches, they'll fight
Can't beat 'em,
across
join
a
'em.
treacherous tropical paradise, from dangerous waters to dense jungles, untamed lands, and bustling historical cities. From the grandeur of Havana, the thriving and wealthy jewel of the Caribbean ruled by Templars, to Kingston's bustling trade hub, and Nassau, the beating heart of the Pirate Republic. Each city offers a distinct atmosphere shaped by opportunities and conflicts.
Traffic? I personally
The
didn't believe
Caribbean world
Microsoft would
features
do
a
it.
new level
Like,
of immersion
originally
and
put it in
realism.
there. I said it, they
Powered by
kind of need to.
high-resolution textures, enhanced lighting,
But removing it was the wrong
strikingly
move.
detailed environments, and a new dynamic weather system.
But like I've said before, I don't flip-flop. I don't
Even
change my mind
underwater
depending on
exploration is more
what
expansive,
day the sun
more
is out.
beautiful,
I
and
stay
more
true to
perilous
myself.
than ever before.
And I always will.
With seamless access to cities and locations, the world feels truly alive.
Yo, Banisher, when is this coming out?
Creating the perfect backdrop for a life on the edge, where freedom is earned and danger is never far away. Time to draw swords, lads. The combat system has been entirely reworked into an action-oriented experience.
Mate, with a
While
bit more
wielding dual
persuasion, I
swords,
could end up playing this.
pistols, and hidden blades. Every move now
You see,
plays a
Banisher, you've got
specific
till
role
July
with
to
faster,
give me
more
all the
fluid
persuasion
attacks
I
and
need
combos. Land a perfect
to
parry
play this.
to open up your target for an instant kill. Then follow with up to 4 chained takedowns. Use walls, ledges, and breakables to your advantage. Keep track of your opponents and use all your tools to level the playing field. But fight recklessly, and you will be punished. Whether you're on the hunt or on the run, mastering your environment is key. As you navigate through cities and jungles, you'll experience smooth and improved iconic parkour moves. From free jumps, to back ejects, and side ejects. These options offer a range of reactive movements, giving you tighter control, resulting in greater speed and deadlier assassinations. Being a pirate assassin often calls for a subtle approach. With Resynced and its enriched stealth system, you can now crouch freely as part of your toolkit to approach targets. tailing and eavesdropping missions have also been revamped. In the original game, getting discovered meant instant desynchronization. Yes, this was a pretty big pain point. We remember. And now, the action continues. Your objectives remain, but your target will react, and you must adapt accordingly.
You see? They made it casual mode for me. Any of my buddies at Ubisoft would have listened to what I said. They made the experience so much better.
And progress in your missions. Of course, this wouldn't be a real pirate adventure without a ship. Jackdaw.
I agree, Raichi. We need to see the waifus.
After a boxy bird.
The Jackdaw. What a beauty. Set sail and freely roam the Caribbean. Now equipped with even more firepower, the Jackdaw can conquer the high seas like never before. With new alternate fire upgrades for every weapon.
Can you skip boat battles, or is this a part of the game that is you have to play?
You will engage in epic battles, boarding parties, and fort raids. All of these are back, and as challenging, dangerous, and exciting as ever. To reinforce your crew, 3 brand new officers make their entrance. Lucy Baldwin, the Padre, and Deadman Smith. Each officer has a unique narrative questline that reveals their backstory. Gain their trust to recruit them to your crew and benefit from their special gameplay abilities. Deadman Smith, for example, unlocks a double shot from broadside weapons. Explore the Caribbean alongside your crewmates and trusty pet. That's right, you can now find a cat or monkey for the Jackdaw. Engage and plunder other vessels. Steer through violent storms, rogue waves. Or just soak up the sun, regaled by shanties new and old.
For the voyage is long and the winds don't blow, and it's time.
Hopefully the upgrade system is easy for the boat. I just don't
Assassin's
like
Creed
that sort of
Black
gameplay.
Synced offers a deeper, more immersive adventure that remains faithful to what players love, while enriching the experience with enhanced gameplay features and fresh quests.
I just miss the day games used to be
including
so
ones
simple.
for the officers you met earlier, and just between you and me, new narrative arcs involving our old friends, Blackbeard and Steed. Defy empires and relive the era's explosive events amidst the ancient war between assassins and Templars in the ultimate pirate fantasy. Gold, infamy, and adventure await. It's time to raise
A lot
the
of
black
people
flag
wanted this one though, right?
again.
July 9th. Not bad, not bad. I know the game is $60, $60. It's day one with Ubisoft Plus. So you can get it for what? $15? If you can complete it in a month. Or £200 if you want the collector's edition. Let's see. Oh no, it's even less than that. It's £50 in the UK. Do they have the collector's edition here for you to view? I know you can't see what I'm looking at. I'm just trying to see because I don't want to publicize my personal details. No, they don't seem to have it. Just digital. But yeah, £15 if you can complete the game in 1 month and you get everything. That might be a good deal. But hey, let's be realistic. You know, Ubisoft offering you the service for £15 is not sustainable for a day one game, along with everything else. It's not sustainable, folks. They're going to go down under. They're going to go bankrupt. Just the way it is. The writing's on the wall, apparently, according to Derek. And we all love a bit of Derek. Yeah, Black Flag is really popular. I keep seeing people talking about it. So, according to Virtuous, a support studio that assisted with engineering, Forza Horizon 5 has sold an impressive 5 million copies on PS5. It's confirmed. This isn't Alanea Analytics. This is according to Virtuous, the support studio, which is some confirmation, and it's pretty cool. So it does look like PlayStation fans do really like Forza Horizon. Now, he got the information from Virtuous' own website, right? Virtuous is the one saying it. Forza Horizon 5 was one of the best-selling titles on PlayStation 5 in 2025, surpassing 5 million copies sold on the platform. So this is from their actual website. So that's cool. The game is selling. That's what people wanted, right? It didn't sell over 40 million. It had 40 million players. You know, how many of those were on Game Pass is unknown. Yeah, players, not sold. That isn't sold, right? How many people actually bought it is different. And don't forget, to be in that 55 million players, I know I'm playing devil's advocate here, you just have to boot the game and start the game, and you're a player. You can play it for 30 seconds, but you're still counted in that statistic. Which is why people often... I ain't that big! I don't count as two people. I mean, sure, I'm a big lad. But I ain't counting myself as a duality just yet. God damn. Guy coming at me with, like, razor sharp. I ain't even done it. You need to beat a race. I mean, even if you booted the game, you're going to play one race and do it. So, you know, I don't count as 5. God damn it. What did I walk into? Oh, why did I even react to that statement? I should have just kept my mouth shut. There's no coming back from this. Well, apparently, people are now speculating that Forza 6 will be the next game that comes off Game Pass because that's probably going to land before Elder Scrolls 6. I shouldn't laugh. I shouldn't. See, David, that's what I think they should do. They should do it as a timed exclusive. I should laugh because it's going to happen. What's the next Xbox Game Pass game to come off? Honestly, I'm not sure. I think the ones that they've confirmed already, I don't think they're gonna remove those. They would get too much backlash right now. So games like Fable, Gears E-Day, I can't see them removing those. I think they would get absolutely slaughtered if they did. But Blade, depending on how popular it gets after we actually see the game, if there's enough hype for it, I can see Blade coming off, and they will use the contract from Marvel as an excuse for it to say that, the requirements are just way too dire, and because of the leaks from the Insomniac thing, they will have all the backing and all the data they need to convince the masses. So I think that could be one. E-Day hasn't been PlayStation confirmed. I'm not talking about PlayStation. I said Game Pass. Sony never promised to have first-party games under. That's the difference. And yes, they do remove games. They actually remove a lot more games than people realize. Just no one ever looks at it because no one uses PlayStation Network in the PSN store. But Starfield did well apparently. Thank you to everyone who helped us make Starfield the #1 selling game last week on PlayStation. Tell us your favorite moment so far. It turns out Bethesda Starfield was the best-selling game of the week. Full game, dollar sales, physical and digital US. Maybe not PlayStation. The first time it was in ages. I thought it was PlayStation, but it's not. But it did hit #1. I don't know on what chat, but digital and physical, based on dollar sales. Pretty cool. Asha is all about PR. Let's enjoy her generosity until it lasts. It's fine, Power. Did you say something? I might have missed it. No, you didn't. Fave moment, the crash screen. Did someone say that? My favorite moment was fanboys hating for me buying the best game of this generation again. So Clute did the thing and has the game on Xbox. And when I bought it on PS5 Pro. Okay. Maybe he sold his Xbox, so he needed to play it again. And he doesn't have a PC. Nothing else here. Imagine Sony removed the claim PS games from PS. I mean, they did remove a bunch of PS4 games, right? They just took it off entirely and said you're just gonna enjoy it and that's it. You're gonna be happy with us giving you less stuff for a more expensive service, and they did. That was Steve that said you can't land on a gas giant, a gas planet. You should ask him. He's in the chat right now. Hey, Devastator. How's it going, man? Hope you had a fun day at work. It wasn't too painful. You see, Ghosty knows. We discovered it was him a little while ago in Discord. So apparently Halo Studios, while they're still struggling to get Halo right, have decided, hey, we're gonna kind of not do Battle Royale because no one cares about them anymore. So we're gonna make an extraction shooter that no one cares about anymore. You see, this is why I say people at Halo Studios just need to be fired. They need to be kicked out, and they need to bring in people who actually know what the hell people want and desire from Halo. You can change the name of whatever you want, but as long as you got the same dickheads working there, it ain't gonna change anything. You know, you need to kind of use a scalpel or a chisel and just start removing the dead weight. And the management and the people in charge are the dead weight, the people that come up with these stupid ideas. Right? This is just dumb at this point. Raichi, I don't even think they want to work there. This is literally the pool that people go to. This is where people go to end their careers. Halo Reach was amazing. Halo Reach was so good. Even ODST was good. I really enjoyed it. But I don't know what happened to them. They just forgot how to make a game. And honestly, wasn't Reach the last game, or was ODST the last game that Bungie made? Ever since the Switch went into effect, Halo 4 I thought wasn't bad. I actually enjoyed Halo 4. 5 had major problems. And I still haven't played Infinite, so I still need to play that to make my own judgment on that. Might be one of the games I play soon, actually. Get it out of the way. But come on, man, an extraction shooter after you're seeing what's happening to everyone else? And Reach was amazing, wouldn't you agree? Why? I mean, Devastator, don't do any of them. Don't do a Battle Royale or an extraction shooter. Work on making the multiplayer great again. Work on making the name Halo actually matter, rather than be a side note for Xbox. I still remember what Phil Spencer said, right? The day we lose Halo is the day we lose Xbox. What happened to that? And that was true, by the way. I don't care what anyone says. When you think of Xbox, the first game you think of is Halo. You don't think of Batista in Gears of War. You don't think of any of that. You don't think of Vin Diesel as Dom. None of these come to mind, except for the movie, when they're actually going to be playing as those characters. That's fine. But you still don't think of that. You don't even think about the series, which has basically nothing to do with Halo, outside of a guy that wants to cosplay as Master Chief, but constantly has the helmet off. In fact, he has the helmet off 99% of the series. But, moving past that and getting on track, they need to make Halo great again. Who am I cyberbullying? ODST was filler game, so Bungie could get out of the. ODST was good though, even for a filler game brick. It was good. It was a really good game. I really enjoyed it. And you didn't even play as Master Chief, and it was still good. See, Banisher just went and ruined it for everyone that hasn't played the game. The game's been out for 15 years, but he still spoiled it. Hey, Dr. Disrespect said Halo needs to be a battle royale. Yeah, and where is Dr. Disrespect right now? In the non-relevant pile. everything coming out of the good Phil age, like, yeah. Take it easy, pal. ODST extraction shooter. I mean, I can see, like, a extraction being, not like the PUBG type of, Tarkov's type of extraction. I'm talking like Rainbow Six type of extraction, right? Where you go in, you got to infiltrate and extract out like MVPs. That could work. I think that could be a decent thing that you could do. And have that be like a multiplayer game where you've got Marines going in, they've got a mission, they've got to extract, and they do. And you go into the alien bases and whatever. You might go on their ships to extract. Something like that could be fun and cool. That I can get. I mean, how does that sound, chat? The Rabbit fans aren't allowing 343 to make Halo great because they come up with stupid ideas like this. Asher needs to get in there and see what's going on, if Pete's the man or not. I don't know, man. They only allowed Chief to run and people had full blown. Yeah, I didn't get that. Look, the whole running thing I think was silly, right? The people blew that way out of proportion. It's clear the maps are going to be designed with the running in mind. So they are going to be changed ever so slightly. They're not going to be one to one. And even areas where you couldn't have vehicles before are going to have vehicles, which means those areas are also going to be expanded. So these sorts of things are going to be taken into consideration. Don't forget, the original Halo maps were quite small because you couldn't run. So now that they've given you the ability to run, they're going to be a bit bigger, so it compensates for that. But it also is going to give you that faster pace of action, which, the later games kind of gave you. So I think it's fine. Drop pods, yeah. Only poor people play Halo Infinite. Wait, why is that? Halo Infinite is it? It can't be that bad. I've heard nothing but good things from it from people playing it. I mean, it could be anything, right? Devastator. I mean, that's sort of an idea I think would actually work. Rainbow Six Extraction, against my wishes, played it. You didn't like? I think Rainbow Six Extraction was actually fun. If you played it with a group, it was actually really fun because those games are designed to be played in groups, right? Not solo. It really should have been a DLC because that's what it was originally advertised as before Ubisoft decided to monetize it. But I played it for quite a while and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it personally and I had no problems with it. Helldivers is kind of like an extraction shooter. Yeah, but I don't want Halo to be that. That gets old real fast. I mean, does anyone even talk about Helldivers anymore? I haven't seen one Liberty post for the longest time. Man, there was a lot wrong with it at launch. It's not how it launches, it's how it ends up. Famous words from Mr. Howard. And here you have Charlie Intel again. Halo Studios has reportedly ditched its Battle Royale project to develop a Halo extraction shooter instead. Interesting stuff. I don't know. I just think the Halo Studios, they need to go to the management, the people that make the decisions, just throw them all out the window and inject new blood in there because that's what they need. If Halo needs to be reborn completely, then do it. But what these people are doing just isn't it. They're just looking for the next one-hit wonder. And they're not looking at it from a scale of, we want to bring Halo back. We want to make Halo the game it used to be in terms of, Halo inspired so many other games. And it's one of those franchises that just has been left out to die. And it shouldn't have. It's been handled so badly. I don't know. That's my opinion. Health and defense made the bug sexy. Kage, are you talking about Extraction? If so, that's because the media was doing what it does. The media and the community was doing what they do best: shit on a game until it dies, even though it doesn't deserve to die. But it was the most popular thing to do, right? And so that's exactly what they did. Don't forget, I still remember when content creators were going into a corner while playing Forspoken. Or was it Forsaken? I think it's Forsaken. And they were fake crying in the corner because it was popular to do that. They literally destroyed that game. And then years later, I'm seeing so many people trying it for the first time and asking the same question that I've been asking all along. Why did people hate it so much? Because it's not a bad game. But because it was popular to hate it, you saw all the streamers and stuff cowering into... I couldn't believe it, man. Grown men were going into corners of their room with the camera pointed at them and crying. These freaks of natures were doing that just for a bit of money on the side so they can get people to pay them and whatever. Like, it was so fucking sick. I don't know. Also, they could, kill a studio. And they did. What I find sad is the fact that these people's careers who did that to other people didn't have their careers trashed as well. I kind of hope they did, but they didn't. They still exist today. Didn't Extraction launch on Game Pass day one? It did, if I'm not mistaken. The demo was bad, right? And when Square Enix's representative reached out to me to ask what I thought of the demo, their community team, I told them it was shit. It was really bad. The demo was bad. The demo did a lot of damage. Because, you didn't know what you were doing. You didn't know... They gave you a bunch of stuff and you just didn't understand how to play the game. And there wasn't enough there to show you what you how you were supposed to play the game. But the main game was way better. Way more polished. It is what it is. I mean, Game Pass doesn't mean that it's going to succeed, right? No. I do not. I agree, Gen X Gamer. I agree. It's... Forspoken was also the first game, I think, to use direct storage. It hurt like 10% of the performance, but it was the first game, I think, to use it. Do you know what, Steve? It wouldn't surprise me. It really wouldn't. Game Pass apparently has been divisive, raising questions about its impact on software revenue across game studios. Xbox also cancelled apparently a dozen projects, which isn't really news because they do that. We've known this for a number of years that they've cancelled multiple projects. We even heard this when ABK went through and they started cancelling those projects. So why this point here is news at all is weird. Studios cancel games all the time that just they don't think it's going to pan out. But this sort of information that keeps coming out, and now recently I saw one of the creative directors that used to work on Far Cry. He's come out and said that Game Pass is bad for the industry and it hurts gaming studios. And more people are coming out now saying this. So, yeah, the more this sort of stuff comes out, the more pressure it's going to put on Game Pass to deliver the revenue it needs and for it to grow. And if it's not growing and not getting the growth numbers that they want, then you're going to start seeing stuff that really you don't want to see happening. I checked DMs. Xbox lowering price of Game Pass but removing thing. Dead but good. I was wrong about Ashish. Yeah, how long is this Kid Smooth video? I'll play it in a little bit if it's not too long. That's not too long. I will double double the speed of the video. I'll check that one out. Oh, of course, Kage. Well, did Far Cry get a bag? I can't remember. Was Far Cry ever day one on Game Pass? Before the Ubisoft stuff? Well, Navy, I've seen, like I said, that Derek guy. He's been doing that a lot lately. He's been, like, if you go through his tweets, you'll see that nothing he posts about generally gets even a like, or it's very, very, like, infrequent that he gets anything tractioning. But since he's moved over to Xbox Bad, he started to kind of move up with his traction. So he's like gone gung ho with that stuff. So anything that's he can sniff around, he's going to post Xbox Bad. He's literally been on a hate boner crusade for Game Pass over the last week or so, and it hasn't stopped. It's only intensified. It's weird. But yeah, I think we've already spoken about this. Microsoft bringing Xbox back and scrapping Microsoft Gaming after what, 40 years? 44 years they've scrapped it. It's been going since 1982. Now it's just going to be called Xbox. I've had Game Pass since day one and have bought every Far Cry game. They've never been day one. That's what I wanted. That's exactly what I'm seeing right there. Don't listen to Steve. Steve's just jealous that, he doesn't buy games. But yeah, so I wonder what the narrative is going to be now, because I remember people, on Camp Blue saying Xbox is dead. It's Microsoft Gaming now. So what about now? What about now? Where are those people that said Xbox is dead because it's Microsoft Gaming? Now Microsoft Gaming has been removed now, and it's just Xbox. So where are those? Where are those twats? Where are those bellends? Because King Thrash was one of them. Where are those bellends now? You see how all of them go into hiding, right? All of them go into hiding. Or they block you because they know. But some good news. Microsoft launched an Xbox Rewards birthday bonus. feature this week with extra perks during the week of your birthday. You get 2 times the reward points on every game or add-on purchased in the store during your birthday week. That's pretty cool. To celebrate your birthday with rewards, to see your birthday gift offer, check rewards during the week of your birthday. Get 2 times reward points on every game or add-on purchased in the store. Claim your gift the following week, following your birthday week. Your birthday gift cannot be combined with other rewards offers. Points values vary by local market currency. Happy birthday from rewards. Not bad. I kind of like it. I think that's good. They're giving more back. Xbox's back bags. They've got it all. They've got exclusives. They've got a new console. Game Pass is now $4.99 for Ultimate with everything including COD. It's all happening now. In fact, even Microsoft Gaming has gone out the window. They're now calling it Xbox Game Studios. It's happening. This is it. He had an hour-long video. Who the fuck watches an hour-long video with that guy? Like, PlayStation is dead now. How's it going, Bags? But my favorite thing that's happened over the last week is this. I don't know how much you guys know about Kepler and Moore's Law is dead, but this has been my favorite thing to watch and enjoy over the past week. Because Moore's Law now is basically calling Kepler a fake and whatnot, and Kepler is now calling Moore's Law a fake, dumb, and stupid. Because both their leaks are contradicting each other now, and now they're both trying to find holes in what they're saying to discredit each other. This is amazing to watch. PlayStation fans have been looking at these guys as like the be-all and end-all, and now these guys are literally ripping each other apart because they can't decide whose leak is correct and whose one is fake. This is amazing. You could make a drinking game out of it if you... Oh yeah. But yeah, this has been one of my favorite things to watch on social media. These two leakers who both go on Xbox Bad, just ripping each other apart because they can't decide how bad they want to report the specs on one, and start talking about how it's going to be $5,000. May, have you seen they're saying Helix is going to be $3,000 now? These people are mental. Emlid thinks 10 times ray trace performance thinks equates to 10 times FPS boost in the game. Ugh. I can't remember which one of these two it was, but one of them was basically saying that ray tracing is the same as path tracing. I can't take people seriously like that. And this is why I've always said, fuck these two guys. Just wait until the consoles come out. Wasn't it this guy that said that the PS5 was supposed to be 33.5 teraflops? And then you had D-Batch going, oh my god, it's going to be 4090 and 5080 and 5090 and all this shit. Because of the 33.5 teraflops. They were all literally circle jerking around him, giving them information. Then it turned out it was all bollocks. I just can't be bothered with this, but I do love the fact that both of these guys are just ripping into each other now. because they want to discredit each other so badly. Hey, Ilred Tito. Hey, wasn't you already here? Or did I mistaken you for someone else? I'm pretty sure I saw you earlier. But welcome back. Look, my thought process is this: depending on the specs and the condition of the Rampocalypse, if Microsoft wants to aggressively price this to get it into as many homes as possible, and I think you're looking at around 800-900, right? And even then, that is not going to be a competitive price because it's going to price a lot of people out. I think next generation is just going to price a lot of people out. The only way I can see them not doing that is by providing an S and X variation again. Hopefully they won't skimp on the RAM size and just give them the same RAM size so there's no problem there anymore. And the main difference will be, the power of the CPU and the GPU. But I can see them doing that to provide a cheaper alternative for people that want a game, and then a more premium experience, like the Pro or the Xbox One X kind of thing, for the people that want that premium service, where they know it's not going to be compromised in any way because of its younger sibling. I mean, it's RTX and Helix will play PC games, so it will probably run. It's going to run Steam, yeah. Asher has confirmed, again, as we've already known, over here somewhere over here, that it will play. I can't see it at glance, but she wrote somewhere here that it's going to run. Oh, deliver Project Helix to lead in performance and play your console and PC games. Now, obviously, that could still mean your PC Game Pass games, but I think it's safe to assume that it's going to play your Steam games. And Epic has already confirmed that they're going to be on the next generation console. So I think it's pretty set that they will appear as probably a app on the Xbox dashboard. No, because I don't. Based on what I'm seeing, I don't think you're going to have full access to Windows. I mean, people may hack it so you can do it at some point, but I don't think you're going to get full access to Windows. I think you're just going to have. Imagine the Xbox dashboard that you have right now on the Series X, right? And you've got your games listed from left to right. One of those icons are going to be Steam. Another one of them is going to be Epic. You click on that and it will go into that store, into that library of games for you to boot. Helix will obviously have the relevant APIs to run, so those games will boot. And it will probably boot in what is now being, released to everyone else as the Xbox mode. You know that game mode you now have that certain people have on the Xbox PC app, where you can boot in that way? I think that's what you're going to get, and the games will run on that performance. Because it doesn't need all the bloat around it. It doesn't need anything else. It just needs the right protocols to boot to run them. And that's it. So I don't think you're going to get full thing. I don't think you'll get access to full Windows. It's going to be a console. You plug it into your TV and it works. And that's going to be one of its unique selling points over a PC. You don't have to go into the thing, Windows to do anything for those, because people see that as a barrier entry into gaming. So they need to kind of get around that, and doing what I'm saying, which is probably what they're going to do, is the easiest solution for it. I mean, according to Hip Hop Gamer, PS6 is launching day one with Steam, so there's that too. And if it doesn't happen, he never said anything like that, even though there's video evidence of him saying it. But yeah, so there's that too. I do like Hip Hop Gamer though. When he's right, he calls everyone out for saying something, but millions of times that he's wrong, man goes into hiding so fast, man. He goes into hiding so quick. It's like he never existed. He deletes his existence off the internet. It's crazy. But when he's right, he will call you out left, right, and center for not crediting him. So it looks like what is it? The Xbox LIX is about to get some real nice upgrades to performance with Auto SR, which should hopefully be really cool because considering Pragmata on very high is running at 80 plus frames a second. With Auto SR, it could, you could maybe bump it to Ultra and see how it goes and stay above 60, which is really good. Obviously, not everything has the NPU. I think in terms of the handhelds, I think the LIX is the only one. I know the Legions don't have it. I know Steve mentioned that the Samsung Snapdragon chipsets will have it. And essentially that's what the one is in thing. But Xbox seems, from my understanding, is the only one with the NPU, which made it more desirable in my eyes. So that's kind of cool. I'm actually looking forward to this to see what sort of performance games you can get and see the difference with it enabled and disabled. PS6 might not let you play your PS5 games. No, they've already said you can play your PS5 games. Hell, I'm pretty sure you'll be able to play your PS4 games. That's how far back they'll go. There's even talk of the PS6 playing PS1, PS2, PS4, 5, and 6. Well, obviously 6, but. And a handheld, which is supposed to be the equivalent of the PlayStation 6S, will just be a portable version of the PlayStation S. Or maybe they'll just, cancel the PlayStation 6S and just have the PlayStation 6 Portable that replaces that. But obviously, it's going to be a lot more expensive being a handheld. I don't know. They've got options. But they're clearly looking to aim at a dual price point for entry, if the rumors are true. And I think Microsoft are going to do the same thing as well with Helix. They're going to have a Helix S and a Helix X, in my opinion. It's the only thing that makes sense if they want to start being, if they really want to be competitive in the market. The Helix is going to be a premium console. It's not going to be cheap. And if people are talking about, 50, 80 level performance, that's not going to come cheap, man. And even if it is, for whatever reason, reduced down to 900 or £1,000, that's still a lot of money for a lot of people. That's pricing people out instantly. Microsoft Game Dev, April 2026 GDK update is here. We're helping you iterate faster with Visual Studio 2026 support. They've got a newer update for those of you that want more stuff if any game developers are in here. That's great news. T-Series. Helix S is a handheld. That will be pricey. See, the moment you go to... The option for a handheld is nice, right? But you have to consider the factor of the cost. The moment you go handheld, everything gets more expensive. Components are smaller. They have to cram in a lot more in a smaller space. And in this case, as they say, size matters. You're getting a screen in there. Most people are going to want an OLED. The battery supply, everything else. It just, the cost just goes up quite a lot. Like if the Xbox LIX, right, was £800 in the UK. If they released that as a console, it probably would have been about $399.99, maybe even less. But because it's in such a compact form and it's self-sufficient, on the go, it goes up in price. This is what I was saying. WCC F-Tech, Xbox Project Helix could be worth like 3,000 gaming PC, says Leaker. Yes, it will be expensive for a console, but guys, even if it's $1,200, it's like a $3,000 gaming PC. Do you guys honestly expect Microsoft to subsidize like $1,800? In what universe are these guys? I mean, if they subsidize like, I don't know, maybe $300, $400, maybe, but guy's crazy. Hey, Grey Manette, how's it going, buddy? Man, I looked up the 5090 today. No, $3,000 here in the UK. Yeah, they can go do one. That's crazy money, man. Yes, if they make a handheld, they could have a non-portable version for a cheap home console. Yeah, that's what I think they'll. That's the approach, and I think that Vital. That's the approach that Sony's probably going to go for. They're going to have a cheaper version of it, and then a handheld version, and then if you want the handheld version, which is the equivalent of the cheaper home console, it provides you with the option to dock it so you can use it as a home console as well. Obviously, without a drive. So it will be full digital, but it gives you that option, right? And I think that's that's the way they're going to play it, and maybe Microsoft will too, because there's renewed talks and rumors and stuff like that about the shelved Xbox handheld. That's now resurfaced as well, and people are talking about that now. So who knows what they're planning with Helix? June or November is when we'll probably find out. I've seen the 5080 as low as 1100, but yeah, I don't. I think we'll might get. I mean, don't forget these aren't like full GPUs either, right? They're built in. So I don't know if we'll get full 5080, but the one thing I hope that they do is that they stop the 30 FPS. Get that out the way. Make sure you maintain a solid, 60 FPS, and if you need it at 4K, be it 4K. But they just kind of need to just stop that. I'll be happy with that. And I think most people will be too. Let's see. Nah. Steve, you like Gears. Didn't you say that the person you gave Final Fantasy 16 to that you won, you gave it to your friend and he's now become your best friend? You literally do everything together. You even go out playing sword fights with each of you pretending that you're Clive. I mean, I know that's a bit weird and kind of cringe, but power to you. I can see how your newfound love for Final Fantasy is ever evolving. But come on, we know you. We know you're not telling the truth there. You're not being honest. It's just all for show, right? 60 FPS need to be the standard. 30 needs to be a thing of the past. I agree, Mark. I'm generally slow with it. Me too would, because I always get distracted and go somewhere else, and I never end up finishing them or take forever to finish them. And that's generally why I don't like open world games, because I kind of veer off in paths I'm not supposed to go to, and it's annoying. But rejoice! Echo the Dolphin is coming soon! I bet you're all excited for this one. Man, you guys must be really excited for this one. This shit is real. It's happening. They even have a page set up for it. Come on, I know you guys are super excited for this. Echo the Dolphin is back. Come on, you guys are so excited for this, right? Look at them. Look at the graphics, man. Mate, if this is the best they can do for a website, it does have me worried a little bit. We do have a countdown here in the bottom left-hand corner. You can't see it because of the like and subscribe until it disappears. But it is 2,134 hours, 8 minutes, and 15 seconds. So not long now till we get some stuff. Apparently there's a mini game made on Unity, which is literally Echo the Dolphin. So if you're interested in checking this out and playing it all, there you go. The game is a classic. Do you remember a game? Of course I remember Altered Beast. Of course I do. Of course I do. Go away. I can close that now. Are you gonna need Helix to play first party games, or is that made up? That's for now, that's just made up. For now, that's just made up. I do think that at some point they are probably going to stop support of the series consoles. Probably a year into into the release of Helix, but you'll still be able to play them through the cloud. And this is why they need to improve on the cloud infrastructure, because they need to be giving you Series X performance gaming rather than Series S. Well, no, it wouldn't even matter then, because the games won't be there. That's actually an interesting point. That actually raises a lot of questions. Oh, dude, that is so cool. How is Sega not sued him for that? It's literally the same image. That's so funny. That is slick. I like it. I like it. I like that a lot. But yeah, as you were saying, it's going to be interesting, right? Because what will happen to xCloud? If they stop making games for the Series S and X, xCloud stops getting games. Those games are working off the Series X blade, which gets split into 4 blades and becomes a Series S model. But they work off the Series X consoles, so they're basically running the series versions of the games. If eventually the games stop being developed for the series consoles, what happens to xCloud? Now you're in the business. Take out your competition. That's just mean. But it's how business works, right? Cutthroat business. But no, chat, what do you think? That's actually an interesting point. What will become of xCloud? Will it join forces with, say, something like GeForce Now and just deliver the games through there? Through the ultimate subscription? I don't know. But that's the thing. They can't not use. They'll upgrade. Dude, that's going to cost an enormous amount of money. That's not a cheap upgrade. That's literally a complete overhaul. That's like a crazy upgrade cost. I don't know, man. No, I get that. But you're changing the infrastructure entirely, right? If they update the Series S and X ones, well, what about the games that only worked on the Series S and X and don't work on Helix? I don't know. It's an interesting point. It's an interesting point. So modders actually managed to make mouse PI actually look even better, which isn't surprising because it's what modders do. But they added the color red to the game. What do you think? Do you think this makes it look better? I don't know. I kind of like this mod. Looks worse. Have I seen a trailer? It's coming out in Game Pass. Lunar Abyss. I'll check it out. Let me have a look. Lunar Abyss. Let's have a look. You know? I never thought this through, did I? Now that I'm thinking about it, the Helix will play Series X games anyway, so it won't matter. Never mind. My brain just wasn't working. Yeah. I didn't think that one through. Not at all. It took a while for my brain to catch up with that one. Why didn't anyone in chat tell me? You just made me go rambling on like that for no reason. You guys truly hate me, don't you? Anyway, let's have a look at this game.
What are you
Palette
searching
cleanser.
for, little one? Why are you still here? There's nothing left anymore.
Forgive me.
I agree,
It wasn't
Brick.
supposed to end this way.
I couldn't protect her. I can't follow you, Fox. So come back to me when it's all done. I'm scared, Aelin.
This is about something much bigger than you, Fox.
Monsters? Is that what you think of?
This actually looks pretty decent.
Please! Don't do this!
So they've taken Returnal and updated the gameplay. That looks kind of cool. Yo, what up, buddy? Huh? What, all of them? So why didn't you guys order it? Okay. No, I can do then. That looks kind of cool. You want the clips for ammo down? You guys are just mean, man. That's just mean. Does it play? Actually, let me just double check something real quick, chat. Blah 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 blah. 1 second, chat. My son just wanted something, and I'm just quickly double checking something. Erjan? Come here for a sec. So both of these two are open. One of them will do it.
No, the gold in the first one doesn't. The second one does.
1 second, chat.
Okay, so this one I didn't check.
So that one does it.
What's that one called?
Hold on. I'll tell you both. They both do it.
Because of the two that I checked around there, did I show it? What's the first one called? Shiny Shower?
Yeah, just log in and just, go to here. And then select that. And it will show you what's available in your area. Cool. Sorry about that, chat. The Crew 2 receives a hybrid mode after the Crew 1's disastrous removal and can now be launched offline. Stop killing games in effect. And it looks like Ubisoft have decided that it's not worth the hassle for the bad PR. I can't believe it. It completely went over my head, the fact that the Helix will play Series S and X games as well. Still going to cost a lot of money, though. It is still going to cost a lot of money. That's all I'm saying. And Microsoft doesn't like spending money, so there's still a chance that it won't happen. That you might not be able to play the Helix games. There you go. I redeemed myself. Uh-oh. No. God, I thought my PC crashed. I saw this. I redeemed everything. So much so that I'm deserving of a new GPU. The date is set June the 4th, 2026. Stealth's Mansion will open its doors on PC, PS5, and Xbox Series S and X, not the Switch 2. It's your time to RSVP. Nintendo Switch users, your invitation RPG time. I haven't seen this. I saw it posted earlier. It kind of looked interesting, so I thought we'd check it out before I jump into a couple of videos.
My honored guests, I have prepared a room for each of you, specifically tailored to your every need. I urge you to explore the room. You may find something unexpected.
I wonder what Stouff's plan is.
Puzzles, Mr. Stouff.
Man, I am made for puzzles.
Old man Stouff is hiding. Crazy, sick, and mean indeed.
Now, you guys know how good I am at puzzle games.
Show yourself. A room full of dolls. What if the rumors were true?
Stouff knows too much. But how? This is a game. Nothing more.
After all, you can never have too many games.
Might be in danger.
Oh, pish posh.
If only we could play forever.
And if there's one
Blueprints is RNG, okay?
It will be me. Alone.
This place gives me the creeps.
This game is not RNG. Blueprints is RNG. There is nothing to it. Looks interesting. I never get stumped on any puzzles, any kind of foolery. I'm good. So I came across this video earlier. It's by David Jaffe, key PlayStation exec fired for standing up to CEO. It's a very short video, at 3 minutes and 16 minutes, so I thought we'd check it out. Because, you know, say what you will about David Jaffe, he doesn't hold back his opinion. So I figured, why not, right? Let's see what he has to say. RNG got too boring.
Shuei Yoshida, I like Shu, really was instrumental to my career. Very great executive, very, very good guy. He came out and said in a podcast that he actually was pushed out because Jim Ryan, who was the CEO at the time, asked him to do something. He thought it was ridiculous and said no, he wouldn't do it, and they let him go. Which is just, when you really think about this for a moment, it's just the height of idiocy on the part of Sony. You have Shuhei, you have Alan, you have Connie. These are people, these are executives that made the PlayStation brand that you love. And you've got these cocksucker political Machiavellian fucksticks. Like,
I told you, the guy doesn't hold back.
like Jim Ryan, who just wanted to.
For a second, I thought you guys, I forgot to press it again.
Be at the head of the table. And Herman Holst, who I don't have any personal beef with. I have one story about him, which makes me not like him. But other than that, I've never met the guy. And he does have a lot more experience running product development than Jim Ryan. But even him, I think he's been at both of those guys. Sean Layden should still be there. You lost Sean, you lost Connie, you lost Shu, you lost Alan, and why? You lost them because they didn't play the political game as good as the Jimmy Ryans of the world. Well, fuck you, Sony. And fuck you, Sony fans that want to act like everything's the same as it ever was. And this is the Sony you grew up with. And this is the Sony you have nostalgia love for. They have gutted the very heart and soul of the executive branch that made PlayStation what it is. Okay, and I'm not saying Sony's bad. I'm looking forward to Saurus. I am excited. I love Ghost of Yote. I'm a big Scott Rhodey fan who's still at Sony in San Diego. But do not try to fucking tell me that they did not lose meaningful shit. When you've got somebody as classy and reserved as Shu motherfucking Yoshida coming out and publicly saying that Jimmy Ryan wanted him to do something that was ridiculous to him, and he said no. And that was enough for this man who had been there since 2001 to lose his motherfucking job after all he had done for that company? You got to be out of your goddamn mind. You got to be out of your goddamn mind. I'm not doing a bit. It breaks my heart a little bit because I know Shu would still be there, Becker would still be there, Connie would still be there, and Layden would still be there. These are not 70-year-old old fogies that needed to be put out to pasture. These are people that got outplayed by a motherfucking Englishman in New York, piece of shit, Jimmy Ryan, that wouldn't know a goddamn DualSense from a fucking dildo.
I mean, it is true when he was shown playing the PlayStation, he had the controller upside down, right?
And because the powers that be at Sony weren't smart enough and respectful enough of their brand and their legacy, we get this shit. So fuck you.
I think he really likes PlayStation and PlayStation fans. I think he's really happy with them. But I don't know. I feel like since Shuhei's departure, Sony has taken a different kind of approach. Even games like what is it, Stellar Blade? That was all Shuhei Yoshida, right? Ghost of Tsushima was Shuhei Yoshida, right? All of these like big selling PlayStation games apparently were under his tutelage when he was president of PlayStation Studios. But since his departure, all you've got, and since Jim Ryan, replaced Shuhei, it's just been a mass push for live service. It's kind of crazy how much Sony has ultimately changed over the years. Devastator, it's not that he's anti-Sony. He's more upset about the decisions that have been made, the choices that have been made. Now, it's no secret that he was a pain in the ass in, while he worked for Sony, and he understands why he was removed. I mean, there are people who at Sony who won't have interviews with him purely because they're not allowed to. Sony doesn't authorize it, right? Because of just David being David. But he has no love lost for them in terms of, his desire to see them fail. What he's upset with is the fact that what made PlayStation in the past isn't what it is today. And instead of, keeping PlayStation true to what it used to be, like in the PS2 era, even like the PS3, 4 era, whatever, they kind of went away from that. And in the PS5 era, they've just done things that didn't make sense. Like the momentum they built from the PS4 under Shuhei was insane. And they kind of threw all that away with the PS5, thinking that they could do better. And really, the bullshit decisions started to happen once the decision making went to America. Once they got control, things went downhill. And it just wasn't good. Machiavelli. That is actually true. That is true. You don't see me swearing much on streams, if at all. But yeah, my daughter turns around and tells me that I've got a pottier mouth than Gordon Ramsay. So let that sink in. Me in Costco for swearing too much. Nah. Once I get upset, yeah, when we're outside, if my daughter's with me, she just walks away. She knows what's coming. She just walks away. I don't really care. It is, isn't it, Ghosty? Wasn't Last of Us 2 under Shuhei? I mean, Last of Us 2 was a good game. I mean, it sucked that Joel died. Spoilers. But it wasn't a bad game. I mean, are you going to sit there and tell me that Tilu Part 2 was worse than, say, Concord? The only person I know that swears more than anyone that I could possibly know outside of him is my friend who goes by the Discord tag Juby Ghost. He's Irish. And I think that should say it all. Because every second word is a swear word. Unless he's talking to me, then it usually runs with like 7 or 8 swear words, and then you'll get one word in. He'll get one word in, and then it's followed by another 3 or 4 swear words, and then it's talking to me. But he's Irish, right? So it comes with the territory. Abby got a Joel. I don't know. I think The Last of Us was good. I enjoyed The Last of Us Part 2. I think the ending wasn't needed. That final area was a bit too much. It overstayed its welcome. But outside of that, I think it was a good game. And apparently rumors are saying that there's a Last of Us Part 3 in the works. So I'm excited for that, personally. Only... How am I glazing... what can I say? You guys don't pay me enough. There was one other video that you guys wanted me to watch, so let's check this one out. And I think that will be it. This is a 14-minute video. So we are going to speed it up a little bit, see what happens if we can understand him at 2 times speech.
What's up, everybody? It is the Best Spot Kids Move, and I'm back with the video. And man, I must say, I've been so wrong about the new Xbox CEO, the new head of Xbox, Ashley Sharma.
I'm going to reduce it to 1.75, see if that's better.
When they first, when Phil said he was retiring and Sarah Bond was out, and they brought in this girl from, I don't know if she came from Cloud, and she has a background, I think Instacart or something like that. I was like, she's here to just kind of phase out or to sunset Xbox. That's been my notion, my mindset. Got into plenty of arguments with people like Addict. But I must admit, since she's taken over Xbox, she's done nothing but good things. Great things, and it makes me wonder what the heck Phil Spencer and Sarah Bond has been doing over the last year. And I'm kind of like, it's just weird, right? It is very, very, very weird, because I got a lot of respect for Phil and Sarah Bond and whatnot, mostly Phil, but just what she's doing in the first 3 months, I don't know if it's reminiscent of Phil Spencer's when he first.
Look, this is what I don't like about what Xbox fans are doing right now. Before Sarah Bond was, decided to leave Xbox, all of these people were, oh, Sarah, please listen to us. Sarah, please notice us. I love you, Sarah. Please, Sarah. Sarah's the best. And as soon as she goes, Sarah's the bitch. She's trash. She was ruining Xbox. She's the demon. This sort of mentality that comes from Xbox fans, it's depressing. The level of flip-flopping is just... It's just so sad. It's so sad to see. And they're all fucking, a culprit of this. So many of them. I see it on social media all the time. People who were glazing and, doing whatever Phil Spencer wanted. Now those same people are going back and criticizing him and saying he was the problem and all this. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. Like, this is why PlayStation fans mock Xbox fans. Because they can't stay consistent. They can't. They will do whatever Xbox tells them to do. They can't make a coherent thought for themselves, and they can't stick to it. Now, there are those on social media that do stick to their phones. There's people out there who still right now are saying you don't need exclusives. And do you know what? Kudos to them. I respect that. Do you know why? Because that's their actual belief. I might not agree with it, but that's okay. Because they are still staying true to who they are and their word. But then you've got a bunch of these fakes out here who literally just come out and will throw everyone under the bus because Xbox told them to. And that is what I don't agree with. Have some backbone, man. Right? Just have some backbone. Like, there are people in my chat right now who do not agree with Xbox going exclusive. Right? I disagree with that. I think it's needed in order to sell the console. But I respect the fact that they are still adamant with their point. Because that tells me that they're not just listening to what Xbox and Satya Nadella is telling them to say and do. They actually genuinely believe that. And the reasons they're giving is genuinely theirs, not parroted by some third party that they're being recorded to tell. And this is why Xbox don't like me. Because I say shit like this. Right? And this is why most content creators on the Xbox side don't bring me onto their shows. Because I say shit like this. And I call them out. Because it is who I am. But the reality is, people just need to just grow a backbone, man. Say what you truly feel and stop throwing people under the bus. People acting like Phil Spencer has done nothing for Xbox. He's done so much. If it wasn't for Phil, Xbox wouldn't exist today. Don't people understand that? Satya was ready to close the whole shit down. He's the one that kept it going during the Xbox One era, but all of that gets forgotten, innit? I don't know, man. It just pisses me off. But here's the problem, Devastator. I don't give a fuck about PlayStation fans. I care about what Xbox fans are doing. I'm an Xbox fan. What PlayStation... I mean, I enjoy my PlayStation. You all know that. But I don't care what the Nibs or the Puerto Rocks or whatever is doing. That's their side of the street, right? That's their side of the river. They can do what they want. What they do is of no concern to me. I look at the ones that are supposedly supposed to be supporting the brand that they care for. Just because they do it, they flip-flop, and they did, right? Remember how Puerto Rock turned around just because Nix's released Helldivers 2 and he was saying all this. He flip-flopped crazy back as soon as there's a bit of news that PlayStation is going removing their first-party games, when there's no confirmation of that information at all. But I don't care about that, right? None of that concerns me. What concerns me is my side of the river, the side I'm on. And people just shouldn't flip-flop like that. Just because they do it doesn't mean that we should do it either. You take all your opinions from Reforge? So you're just like Steve.
Came through when he first unbundled the Connect, and they did a couple things with the Xbox One and stuff like that people were happy about. It's very, very reminiscent of that. So since she's been around, she has got rid of This Is an Xbox campaign, put more focus on Xbox hardware, announced a new console, Project Helix, which is coming.
Harry, just to stop this for a sec, what I said at the start of the stream was that Asher has gone in and split had created 3 tables. Quick wins that will have big impacts on the Xbox community and get them happy. Discussions, like exclusivity and other stuff in Game Pass. And then long-term goals, which can't be resolved now, but it's something that they're going to look at down the road. She's going through the quick wins right now. Removing other platforms from trailers. Reducing the price on Game Pass. Sorting out the dashboard, which, as we've seen, takes a couple of weeks to do from, inception to delivery. It wasn't a big job, and it wasn't massive. It doesn't really impact in any way, but seeing updates to the console is nice. And the fact is, the previous administration didn't do it, right? And she did, which is in 2 weeks. So these quick wins, as you say, don't have an impact in selling the console, but it does improve. And that's what I said. She hasn't made like the big drastic decisions yet. The Game Pass one was a big one, but at the same time, it's devalued the service. I don't care what anyone says, it has devalued the service. And so that's not going to sell consoles. And as we've seen, it doesn't even seem like they want to shift consoles anyway. So, you know, it is what it is.
Next year, she's improved Xbox achievements in the UI and whatnot, and they're still constantly. And she also did what we're about to talk about now in this video, and that's reduce the price of Game Pass after Game Pass have gotten countless price increases. She mentioned, I think a few weeks back, she said Game Pass is too expensive, and then today she says Game Pass Ultimate has become too expensive for too many players. Starting today, we're dropping the price from $29.99 to $22.99 a month. Future Call of Duty titles will no longer join Game Pass Ultimate day one. They will join this tier the following holiday after launch. Now, one can say, and then they got the Xbox Wire post. One can say, you can look at this one way. If you want to be an a-hole,
why skip over that point? Unless if he's still going to be talking about it.
You can say, you know, they're taking away Call of Duty, blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? But I said in Weapon Wheel Podcast, when they said, hey, you know, there's a rumor that Call of Duty might be leaving Game Pass, I said, that's fine. But they would have to reduce the price because we only assumed that the price is going up because of Call of Duty. And that's exactly what they did. So it's like, it's like, yeah, they made, this is what I...
So if they remove, say, Gears E-Day from Game Pass, and they say, right, you're going to get Game Pass for £1 cheaper, but we're removing it. I mean, they can't reduce another £7 for that game. I guess people will be okay because it's a price drop. And then the next game that comes along, Fable, we're removing that as well, and we're going to knock down another 50 pence. So I guess people will be okay with that as well. Do you see the slippery slope that these people are actually okay with? They're basically saying that we are happy with you removing first-party games off the service as long as the price drops. So eventually, everyone's going to go to premium. I know, a £1 drop was too much for Gears. Should have been 49p. What do you mean, Pony Lounge? Dude, I want what's best for Xbox. And I'm not willing, I'm not, you know, afraid to call out what I see. And I know I'm right.
Like about Asha and her decisions. She's, you know how I used to say PlayStation announces in the mix of their bad news, they know to throw out some good news to try to overshadow the bad news they drop. Xbox is with Asha is doing the same thing. It's like, you know what? You're not going to lead with, oh, Call of Duty is leaving Game Pass. No, you lead with, we're reducing the price of Game Pass. And the crazy thing is, right, the price of Game Pass, not just a Game Pass, but PC Game Pass dropped as well. So that's going to like $13. And that's the one I've been using because I started using PC Game Pass because it was essentially Ultimate just for PC. It didn't include console, but it was half the price of Ultimate at $30. So I was paying $16. Now, $13. I can't.
And you know what? During that time when it was cheaper than what we're paying now, you know, when Game Pass used to cost $99, you got discounts on your DLCs. You got discount on games. You got, you know, those discounts are gone. So they increased the price to $30. They removed your discounts in the guise of, you know, they're just going to stop doing it because it's losing them money. And now they've removed Game Pass and reduced it to $22.99, when a year before that it was actually $19.99 with the inclusion of Call of Duty. So you've lost Call of Duty and the DLC discounts as well that you used to get. You know, the 20-25% discount that was on those DLCs. They're gone as well now that you was, you know, inherently getting as a perk for being a Game Pass Ultimate subscriber. And people are still saying that they don't feel shortchanged.
Possibly go back to Ultimate if I wanted to.
Not on DLCs.
But man, this is it's good. And I'm not too mad because at the end of the day, Xbox want their cake and eat it too. You know what I mean? You gotta have to make tough decisions. I feel like I'm not gonna hold you. I think I said this in Weapon Wheel. I might have said it on Iron Lord podcast, and I might have said it on Twitter, where I feel like I'm a Game Pass subscriber through and through. Regardless, I fully committed to PC, but I'm still gaming through on Game Pass, and whatever game I'm not playing through Game Pass or, you know, Xbox is because it's not there, and that's on Steam, like Pragmata, Resident Evil 9.
Grey Monad, when the idea of COD going into Game Pass was announced, I said it was a mistake. They shouldn't do it. That was the time when they should have said, this isn't happening. COD is, too big of a game to go into Game Pass. And they should have made an exception of a rule then. Not now. What they've done here is they've put it into Game Pass, increased the price of what it was by, 50%, and then reduced it by 40%. Or is it 35%? And then removed the service. Do you see what I mean? If they did it from the beginning, which I agreed with, it shouldn't have been there. At the end of the day, I think COD is just one of those games that's just too big, and it's going to cost them a lot of revenue. But they gambled on the fact that the Game Pass subscribers would go up in a ridiculous amount, and it did not. It didn't give them the return that they wanted. Clearly, they gambled, and the gamble failed. But I think to prove, to sweeten the deal, if they were going down this route, they should have reduced it to $19.99, and they didn't, because they know now that they can get away with it.
And so forth. But I think I said it probably would be best if it operated like PlayStation Plus, meaning.
Did Game Pass remove a lot of sales? I mean, no one on Xbox bought it, right? Almost no one. I think Steve might have bought it, but that's about it. DLCs went up. The amount of money that people spent on DLC, I'm sure, went up. But in terms of physical, like digital buys or stuff like that, I don't think anyone really bought it. There's no need to. I mean, I didn't. And I'm sure there's many people like me out there. More people than not.
That, but a little bit better, that you don't have to throw the whole 9 yards in there. As long as they get there at some point, but to keep the thing, just throw like your legacy titles in there. Let your games, your premium tier games,
Jesus,
like
Devastator.
Again, I'm not saying this because I want to, but a business-minded me says, yeah, your Gears of War, your Halos, your Fables, and stuff like that. You release those, and they let them join Game Pass after the first 90 days of being available to purchase. I think
you should go
before the hype dies down, right? Call of Duty, they wait a whole entire year. But I guess Call of Duty does sell year-round. They have the data on that, so it'll make sense for Xbox Game Studios. But I'm rambling at this point. But what I'm trying to say is I'm not mad at this move, because the notion on Call of Duty it's been trash. You know what I mean? Oh, I didn't ask for this, all this other stuff. But now they're removing it from Game Pass. It can, so the PlayStation guys can buy it. We're buying it. Xbox guys can buy it. PC, so on. What Call of Duty did when they added it to Game Pass, it was the.
See, I'm not upset that they removed it. I'm upset at what precedent it allows. And as Hargreet said in the clip I said earlier, no one now can guarantee what game will be day one on Game Pass or not. And that, to me, drastically is a problem. Like, previously, you sign up to Game Pass for a year because those day one games are coming, right? Now you don't. Now you're signing up to Game Pass for the possibility of Xbox Studio games or games owned by Xbox and Microsoft might come day one to Game Pass. That's not the proposition. That's not the selling factor that you want for a subscription service, right? Because they've gone back on their word. I mean, you shouldn't trust the company anyway, but they didn't give you a reason to not believe them because even Call of Duty made it on there. But now, that's changed.
Ultimate trump card. Call of Duty is the biggest game you can add to your service outside of Grand Theft Auto. Because Xbox Game Pass does get Madden, you know what I mean? It does get NBA 2K. It doesn't get them day one, but it gets them. So when you consider, if you look at it from a microscope, Game Pass did have all the biggest games. But Grand Theft Auto is a once in a lifetime game, so yeah, it goes in, but doesn't go in day one. But Call of Duty was like really the only realistic chance, and it didn't do anything. It did not move people. It did not move the needle. It did not cause PlayStation users to switch over to Xbox. Now, I will say, a lot of that.
It's not going to look. I don't understand how people thought that putting COD on Game Pass is going to make people buy an Xbox to get Game Pass to play COD. If I've got a PlayStation 5 or a PC, why am I going to go spend £500 on a console, then another, I think at the time it was, £200 for Game Pass, £220, something like that. Then another £220, so we're looking from £500 to £720, so I can subscribe to Game Pass and play COD. Why wouldn't I just pay £70 and buy it on PC or £70 and buy it on PlayStation? What incentive do I have? Like, in what universe did they think that that was going to move the needle without making it exclusive? I don't get the thinking of these people. Like, how did they possibly think that someone was going to say, man, spending, almost £800 is way more attractive than paying 70? Do you see what I'm saying? The maths isn't mathing anymore. I've said this all along. You're not going to do that. And if they're relying on the rich don't buy things just for the sake of it. They're rich for a reason. They don't waste money. Unless they're whales like in the gacha universe. And even then, they're not wasting money. They want to be the best of the best. They want to be in the 1% percentile. That's why they do it. But in this situation here, what benefit are you going to get?
That had a lot to do with the previous management team managing that all. They didn't do smart decisions. Sure, they put Call of Duty in Game Pass, right? But Xbox consoles weren't rapidly available. And
exactly, Harry.
Like that. So it wasn't making sense. They weren't advertising. They weren't like doing anything to make the console appeasable. So they didn't do anything like that. They also, when they bought Activision, they didn't do anything much with the back catalog. They didn't have that big surge like when they had Bethesda. So they just mismanaged really the whole thing. And I must say, I was wrong about Asha, and I got to apologize. You know what I mean? I had all negative, things to say about her. I thought she was AI. I didn't even think she was a real woman. But like, she's been on it, and now I trust her to just do common sense things with Xbox. And now it's not going to go and make me buy an Xbox console. Like, you know what I mean? Now, mind you, just full transparency. Yeah, I fully went over to PC, but I still Game Pass and Xbox on the Xbox app is my primary place I play outside of a few select games. Still have an Xbox within the household. I still have a Series X in the living room. I don't have like this hype level for Project Helix. Not because I don't think it will be interesting. I think it'll be interesting. I just if it's more of a PC, then I really don't have a need for it. I'd rather just upgrade whatever I got and experience the same features. So, but they're doing, great things. I think Xbox is in better hands, and hopefully the changes that they're making, work out, pan out. Maybe they sell some more consoles. They get, more subscriptions, more retention, better fanfare. She's bought back fanfare.
Basically, Steve, yeah. But this goes back to the whole parasocial thing, right? Did you not see that picture I showed yesterday? Did you watch my previous video? It shows Asha Sharma as some kind of like queen. People are doing pictures of her as some like goddess. Like, there's some seriously fucked up people out there. I mean, the rich also just don't buy anything with their money, right? That's the best way to make money. Your net worth, you borrow money so you can't be taxed on it, and if you lose it, you borrow more money so you can. Because if you're in debt, you can't be taxed on it.
I'm looking forward to the Xbox Game Showcase this year, as always, because I feel like despite management, Xbox always have had the greatest game showcase. But I think what they really need to focus.
Banisher, wasn't you the one that stole my 4090? Don't you start with that PC gaming blab? Or was that Byron? I keep forgetting. He's ready to worship Asher now. I mean, they all are. Apex, that's the problem. And this is what I don't like. I want to see real change, real action, not these quick fixes. That's mega rich, not the rich wealthy. Well, yeah.
Focus on
but
now,
that's how
right?
they
'Cause there's
become
some things they
mega
can't
rich,
change,
right?
Is one during their presentation, like they got to say fuck the competition. And let's focus on Xbox. Like, we don't care to see PlayStation and Nintendo logos. We don't want to see that. You know what I mean? We see the Xbox logo. We know it's on Xbox, and we know it's on PC. We don't care. You don't have to tell us it's coming to PlayStation. We don't care.
You see? Remember what I was saying? Remove the tags. It's an easy win. It'll get people happy. It's working. It's working. And everything I've been saying is happening. The one thing that people are uncertain about being the exclusives, which people want, that's going to be the big one. That's going to be the one where if she does make it happen, and if it's like, say, a timed exclusive for 2 years or whatever, 3 years, whatever, if she makes it happen, then kudos to her. She's, she definitely is putting the console first ahead of, money. But if she doesn't, How is she any different to everything else?
As Xbox fans, we don't care. Let Sony do that shit. Let them, if your game is multi-plat, let them release a trailer like they do with third-party games. Let them tell that story. That's not on you.
For reasons.
And ultimately, this is.
I wonder what they
there's
are.
Got to be some sort of form of exclusivity to come back. Because I think the Xbox going third-party was a failure. I tried to see the good in it, and honestly that's what ultimately broke my heart and made me like fall back off of the console and go straight to PC, because I was like, why? Because a part of that problem was that, all right, now you're going to give all your games to PlayStation, but it's not like PlayStation's giving you those games back. PlayStation will retain their own exclusive, while your exclusive, it just made the platform look so unattractive. So I was like, F that. I'm not going to buy PlayStation to play Xbox games.
See, that was the point that I didn't like. Why is Microsoft feeding PlayStation when Sony is giving Microsoft the middle finger? As long as Sony is giving games to Xbox, then I think it's fair play that Microsoft does the same. But the feeding shouldn't be one way. It should be give and take. And I don't understand, for a company that is one of the richest companies in the world, why are they doing that? It doesn't benefit at all. But none of this was about benefiting Xbox, was it, Harry?
And I'm not going to play on Xbox. If I want to play the superior versions of all games, I'm going to PC, and that's what I did. I always had a PC, I just never took it seriously. Now I'm taking it seriously, and that's when PlayStation wants to skip out and run away from PC. But so that's pretty much it. So I feel like that was more so the biggest thing that turned me off from Xbox, and that's really the one thing Xbox fans just want some sort of like exclusive club. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't know if they'll do that, but Xbox is a multi-platform, it's a third party, didn't work. There's sure you can draw a couple successes. The couple successes were Forza Horizon 5, shout outs to them. Sea of Thieves, I think, was successful. I think it's too early to say Starfield, even though Starfield was, I think, the #1 seller in April. But compared to what though, right? I don't know. I think Starfield came out. I think for the week, not the entire month. Obviously, we're still in the month of April, but we'll see how it pans out on NPD but you gotta ask yourself, all right, so how many is that? So I think it's too close to call for Starfield, but I feel like they identified two real successes. Forza, Sea of Thieves. Gears of War flopped on PlayStation, which is ironic. And they tarnished their brand by bringing Halo over. Fable is about to come over, and Xbox has been waiting for the return of Fable for over 15 years, and it's finally going to return. It's going to return as a multi-plat. Again, not a good move. And then, honestly, I'm on the verge to say you delay Fable a whole year, make it a launch title for Helix, and let it be a pure Xbox exclusive. Make it be Helix, Xbox Series, and PC. You know what I mean? It doesn't, but they already committed to PlayStation. So I think that was one of their biggest mistakes, and I think that's the one thing we're waiting for them to change. We'll see this summer how they, what their plans are. But Asha has been really, really good. It just so happens it just happened, too late. Xbox makes the right move usually too late or too early. This was needed, I think, in 2020. They probably should have made the decision in 2022. In 2022, I think Phil should have probably, right after the Call of Duty case, after they wrapped that up, he should have backed out. Asha came in, and I think we would be sitting very, very pretty.
You see, they're already like throwing Phil under the bus. Like these guys they keep talking about loyalty and brand this and that. They have nothing, man. They're already basically talking about throwing Phil under the bus and getting rid of him. They should have fired Phil ages ago.
But shout out to Asher Sharma, shout out to Xbox. Game Pass has reduced its price. It's gotten cheaper for me. It's gotten cheaper for Ultimate subscribers. I feel like the price it was at its more so its threshold. But hey, I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at Call of Duty leaving. Something had to give, and I think that was the appropriate move. That was the right move.
All right, that's pretty much it. I think timed exclusivity would work, right? I mean, Xbox will never return to full exclusivity, or Game Pass would disappear, and I think people would rather have Game Pass than not. But a timed exclusivity, I think, would work, and I think that's the best solution for them. How long that lasts is unknown, but I think that's the best solution for them. We haven't really spoken about the Hideo Kojima thing. I do remember seeing it, but I don't know what was. I don't think there was much information about it, but that box, I did kind of like try and reach out to starting and like be all friendly and say, "Hey, buddy, what's in the box?" But he didn't get back to me. But yeah, so there's this box over here. Xbox for Kojima. It could be anything, right? People saying the fucking idiots. One sec, chat. My door's ringing at this time of the night at 11:40. Sorry about that. Kids order some takeaway. Nah, I wouldn't be that lucky. He hasn't delivered. If it was Steve, I'd have ended the stream instantly because I would have got my new graphics card. Ah, not that lucky. My Men in Black finally showed up to give girls a beat. Hey, hey, hey! I'm getting creepy. But yeah, an Elite 3 controller could be it. I don't know whatever happened with the Elite 3. I know the Elite 2 has had a lot of problems. Hey, I've been trying to hire your hired goons to go and get my graphics card the same way the lawnmower disappeared. They won't take the job. I bet that's a custom controller. I think so too. That's only going to be available in one kind, and it's going to only be on a sweepstake, and you won't be able to buy it. Pretty crazy. Have any of you seen... One last thing I want to show. Has any of you seen that... They made a mouse PI controller design. It's obviously just using random stuff from the Xbox Labs, but I think it actually is a really good job well done. What do you think? Trying to get that mouse PI look. The voice acts like a TARDIS. You're using the wrong email? Then you need to get me the right email. Oh, you got it with your rewards. That's nice. Actually, you're right. It does, doesn't it? Just put it there, please.
Like that, the plastic.
Huh?
Is it fine with the plastic like that?
Yeah, that's fine. That does kind of look like the Starfield box, doesn't it? Just without the branding. Can't see the top bit over here because that would clip over. But, yeah. Either way, I think this controller looks really nice. I know it's just literally just white, black, and grey, but it still kind of captures that mouse PI for hire graphical style. It looks nice. Could be a Death Stranding themed box. Nah, there's not enough delivery stuff to go with it. It needs way more delivery stuff. But folks, that's going to be it for today. That is everything. I might be live tomorrow during the day. Playing something. So if you guys want to hang out, it will be on this channel because it's going to be a sponsored stream most likely. So hopefully you guys can turn up. It'll probably be Darwin's Paradox. See if we can complete that in one sitting. But otherwise, I think I've covered everything that I want to talk about, at least today. Probably make a video later on tonight. But yeah, that's it. You love BB Underside? Could be the head of... that's dark. That's dark, man. Hey, I will. That's a challenge. I'm going to do it. You'll see. One sitting. It's going to be done. We're going to complete Darwin's Paradox tomorrow. So I need to get some rest. Get this video out that I'm going to do after this stream. And I'm going to catch you all tomorrow. Thanks so much for hanging out tonight. And thank you for the super chats. I appreciate it. And I'm going to see you all tomorrow, because it's still Thursday for me today. Peace out, folks. Have a good night and enjoy your evening, wherever you are in the world. Tomorrow's stream will start. Stream will be a 38 hours long. What do you mean 38 hours long? You know what? I'm going to prove you all wrong. It's going to be 37 hours.